Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another episode of the Scariest Podcast.
She forgot what podcast we are. Woo! Off to a good start, I think.
Yep.
Keep going.
Yep.
Yeah, we're still podcasting.
This is a Storytime episode. I'm Robin Grace. This is Adam Diaz. I almost switched our names in my head because brain no worky today.
I think brain lots of worky today because she actually had to work today. So that's not a great thing. So a Storytime episode is an episode where you guys send us your homegrown horrors or your personal paranormal experiences, and we read them to the entire audience, and thank you guys so much for sending us stuff. You can reach out to us at storytime@scarish.com if you want to email it to us. If you want to go to Facebook, facebook.com/scarishpodcast, you can send it to us there, or you can join the group, the Spooky Friends group. Yeah,
Yep.
Scarish Spooky Friends group.
Yep.
You can post it there for some instant feedback. You can also join the Discord. And if you go to scarish.com, there is a permanent link there now. I know I always say that. It looks like McShakenBake just subscribed to the channel.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Really appreciate that. But you can go to scarish.com, and there's a permanent link there now for the Discord, which is nice because we've been saying we're going to have that for a long time, and we finally do.
Yeah.
So if you want to tweet at us, at ScarishPod is our Twitter, and we have an Instagram, which is at ScarishPodcast.
Yes.
We don't keep the naming convention, which is stupid of us.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. It's dumb. I'm just trying to keep everything Scarish Podcast. It's a lot harder than you'd think, but
it really is.
We're still getting used to the whole Instagram thing. So
I mean, we have personal Instagrams. We've been using them for a long time.
Yeah.
We just didn't know what we would post, and now we're going to try and put more stuff up on an actual Instagram. So anyone who's followed us there, we already got to 100 followers, which is super cool. So thank you to everyone who's followed us on Instagram and everywhere else you guys have followed us. We're almost to 300 subscribers on YouTube, and it's really, really nice to see. I think it's at 288. Cool. We got a bunch of new reviews. I think I talked about it in the episode. We're up to like 85 or 86.
Oh, wow.
So it's been really good. Tons of good feedback. You guys are following us pretty much everywhere you can. So I just wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. You guys are seriously the best. But aside from that, I don't really think we have much else besides we want to shout out to the people in Twitch. So let's just go ahead or not Twitch, stream. I always fucking do that. So let's look over really fast, see what you guys are saying. I also want to take this time to run some of the notifications we got when we were not on air, because we had multiple people that either followed us or subscribed to us while we were not on air, and I'm going to go ahead and run those while we look through. Yep. So, Robin, I'm going to let you look at some of these while I run some of these notifications.
I'm a little behind because I didn't get on Twitch fast enough. But it looks like there's a whole lot of people here today, which is super awesome. I'm glad those that didn't make it before are here now and are able to enjoy it. I love to see these budding friendships going on in the chat. Like, seeing everyone become friends is amazing. I have contacts in today, and they're still fucking blurry.
Are they?
Fuck me.
She was having the debate before the show, like, should I wear glasses or should I wear contacts? And I was like, whatever your heart desires.
Well, the contacts went in really easy, so I was like, oh, great, it'll work out. And now it's really blurry, and I made a bad decision, but it's okay. Boop, 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 ba-doop,
I'm using the Google Podcast app. How do I review? Honestly, I have no idea because it's fairly new.
I don't think you can on Google, period. I don't think you can review on there because I've tried to review podcasts on like Google Play before and it won't let me. So I don't know.
Yeah, the best way to do it is just to go to iTunes. Like, you can go to the website for iTunes and just drop a review there. I actually think I have a link to it on scarish.com if you want to drop a review. iTunes is the way that most charts are getting rated anyways, and like Google Podcasts, the app itself, I'm pretty sure is pulling from the iTunes feed anyways, and not even the Google Play Music one.
Did we just get another subscriber?
I don't think so. No? I mean, I've been running the ones that we got.
Okay.
We got when we weren't on air. So,
okay.
Yeah, good stuff. Hey.
Hi. Okay, so do you want to read your story first?
Yeah, I can totally go first. So we'll jump right into it, guys, and hopefully that's okay with everyone else. I was about to take a swig of coffee, so I'm just going to go ahead and scooch this off to the side. Oh, before we start, I also have one thing that I wanted to show everyone. We have this new emote, and we have it for the people that are subscribers. You can use it just by going down in Twitch, that is. If you go down and you click like the little emoticon thing, there should be something in there that says why though, and that's our first emoticon. And we're pretty emote, and we're pretty excited about it. So I used the thing that Connor got us because he got us a Stream Deck, and I bound it to a key so that anytime something really stupid or crazy happens, I can tap this button, and hopefully this works. Yep, it pops up right there, and hopefully plays a sound that's just like, why God would you do that? So hopefully you guys enjoy that. And
yeah, thank you so much, Connor, for getting this Stream Deck for us. Like, this thing is the coolest thing.
It really is. It makes my life so much easier because I can push one button and have multiple actions happen at the same time. So that's good. Carly says, I missed basically the whole intro thanks to my internet. Don't feel bad. I forgot to record it, so we're going to have to redo that for the live podcast anyways.
What?
That's Robin's face when she realized I made a mistake. So we just got another follower as well.
I just want to press the freaking emote that goes, why though?
Yeah, I kind of fucked that
you
up.
Suck balls.
So it looks like Alyssa Kylene just followed us on Twitch. So thank you so much, Alyssa. But I'm going to go ahead and get into my first story. So
cool.
Here we go. It starts out like this. Adam and Robin.
That's us.
No hello. No dear Adam and Robin. Just straight up like Adam and Robin. Let me start off.
Make it sound so sad.
Let me start off by saying, woo!
Oh, is that
That's what they
said?
wrote. It's a bunch
okay.
of W's and O's. You're reading my letter, LOL.
Yes.
We are indeed. My name is Ari. I just started listening about 4 months ago, and I'm obsessed.
This sounds familiar.
It does it?
I just remember an Ari.
There's been an Ari before. The name sounds familiar.
Okay.
This story doesn't sound familiar.
Okay, cool.
They go on to say, there's a bunch of D's, by the way. That's why I said da-da-da-da-da-da. So here's my story. My family and I are part of a long line of gifts. For example, my dad can see a person's life by shaking their hand. That's some straight up unbreakable shit. It's super cool. I see dreams of things that will happen, and I also see spirits often, etc., etc. I wonder what etc., etc. actually means in this case, because I kind of like to know.
It could be a million things.
It could, and they're all abnormal or like extraordinary.
I was
Abnormal
gonna say,
sounds shitty.
Yeah, I was going to say
extraordinary
not
sounds
abnormal.
nice though. Like it sounds cool. It's not something that's like basic, and I want to know. But it goes on to say,
Mutant.
What's that?
Mutant.
Mutant? Oh, okay. I thought you were
Gifted.
announcing something you just
No.
happened.
Yeah, no. I just said mutant because he said like extraordinary, and I'm thinking like X-Men.
Are they? Are we allowed to say that word, or do we have to use what do they keep calling them? Metahumans, or is that the DC thing? Remember, you couldn't say mutant if you were in Marvel for the longest time.
Well, I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. calls them something else. I think they don't call them mutants.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
So we just got another subscriber
yes.
on Twitch. Mandy, oh Mandy, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. All of you guys that subscribe, it like every little one helps. And Amazon Prime, Twitch things, free subscriptions.
That's true. If you guys have an Amazon Prime subscription, you get a free subscription on Twitch. So if you've signed up and you haven't used it yet, Amazon's keeping your money. So use that money. Otherwise, it just stays with them. But getting back to the email,
okay.
My letter is about the connection I have with my family. Often I can hear my family calling to me. I'm going to imagine this is like an ESP thing and not just hear them when they yell your name, because that would just mean you're not deaf. When I was in college, I was folding clothes with my headphones on and literally heard my mom yell my name as if she needed me. I immediately took my headphones off and realized she's 6 hours away, and there's no way she could be yelling my name.
Whoa.
Some moms can pull that shit off, though. They're that
I feel like
loud.
twins can do that, too.
Yeah, I think twins have that special connection.
Yeah.
So we really need to, like, interview a bunch of sets of twins, and we know a lot, too.
Yeah.
So we are related to a lot of sets of twins.
Huh.
Yeah, indeed.
It's interesting.
So, going on,
What?
soon as I realized this, I looked down to see that she had called me and told me that she was very sick and had to go to the emergency room.
I don't like where this is going.
Another time I was sleeping in the bed with my sister, when we were younger and was jolted awake. I heard her say, Ari, help me. I looked over and she was fast asleep. The next morning, she told me she had had a nightmare the night before.
Oh, my goodness.
Maybe she was talking in her sleep. Just, quick grain of salt on that one. So You never quite know, but I totally know what you're saying. Going on, the last part of this story includes my mom again. Oh, God. I got a bad feeling. My mom suffered from diabetes since I was 8. In parentheses, I am now 27. At this time, she wasn't feeling well and was back and forth from the hospital. Well, one night I was sleeping and had a dream. My mom came into my room, looked at me, and her face started to droop on one side.
Oh, no, that's a stroke.
Yeah.
That's a stroke.
She then fainted and cracked the left side of her head wide open. This is a horrible dream. When that happened, I woke up in the middle of the night so scared. Eventually, I fell back asleep, only to wake up to my mother screaming at the top of her lungs for me and my sister.
Oh, I don't know.
My dad wasn't there. When my dad wasn't there, he went to get my mom breakfast. When we walked into her room to find she was having a bleeding stroke. I don't know what that means. We walked into her room to find out she was having a bleeding stroke, and a blood vessel popped on the same side I dreamt that she had cracked her head. 5 months later, after a long fight, my mommy passed away.
That's so fucking sad.
That is really sad. And the saddest part is that we don't have anything else. This is how this email ends.
That's how that ends?
Yeah. I mean, like, thank you so much for sharing that. That's heartbreaking. And again, we're starting on a Storytime episode with something that's like really, truly, truly deeply sad. So it takes a lot to write that down in an email, and we really do appreciate it. I also want to do a quick side note. We do have people multiple times a week email us, and they say, please don't share this. And I think most people think we're not going to really get back to you, and we're just like an email account. I don't think there's ever been one email that said that where we don't reply to you. And as a quick disclaimer, we're not mental health professionals whatsoever. Yeah. But that doesn't mean we're not people that might just, or I'm not going to say might. That doesn't mean we're not people. And we will get back to you and let you know, hey, it's okay. You're not alone. Shit happens.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the stuff that you guys tell us isn't just paranormal. It's sometimes you're having a rough time.
Stuff, yeah. And we just want you guys to know that you're not crazy or you're not alone. And shit happens to people. And sometimes you just need someone to talk about it with.
Yeah.
So.
And honestly, we really appreciate the fact that the community has rallied around that message. Because our Discord has a mental health channel. And it's just a lot of people helping each other out. And one person will go in there and rant and be like, this is making my life really difficult. Or I fucking hate this. My life sucks right now.
Yeah.
And it's a very supportive channel. And I think you guys are amazing for it. So I just wanted to say, don't think that we're not going to get back to you, because we definitely will.
Yeah.
So let's take a break and look at stream chat and see what you guys had to say during that time. There's a lot of it. And I've run into this thing. I'm going to let Robin scroll up and I'll vamp a little bit here. I've run into this thing finally where my need for technology has gone past what I currently have. And everything we use, we have a camera, we have an audio mixer, I should say an audio interface for our microphones, and now we have this Stream Deck. And they all work off of USB. And those three things can't be run through a USB hub. So I've completely run out of USB slots on my laptop. So I can't use a keyboard or a mouse anymore. So I have to use the trackpad, and I'm not good at it. So this is kind of a nightmare. I'm using the 2-finger scroll thing. So it might have a little bit of delay when I'm trying to read what you guys are saying, when I'm reading the emails, or right now when I'm trying to go over there and see anything that you guys said since we started.
What's great about my laptop?
Oh, yeah, she has a touchscreen laptop. That must be really nice. You also have a really nice computer sitting right over there that someone made you for Christmas that you could basically do anything with. So what do we got from our stream chat? Since we said we're gonna do that.
Jang Me says, I've really grown into my radio voice. Thank you so much. Since I don't really know how it's different than the original episodes, and I don't really want to go back and listen. So I'll take your word for it.
I've listened to a couple of the original episodes.
Is it bad?
It's I can't get it through. I can't get through an episode.
Oh,
I don't know how anyone starts listening to us when they start at episode 0, because the quality is just different. I don't know. I just don't think we sound as good. But that doesn't mean we sound terrible. Every time I listen to anything we do, I hate it anyway. So it's I'm going to be our harshest critic, but I don't know. Hopefully everyone else isn't oh yeah, you guys were fucking terrible in the beginning.
Okay, if we were that terrible, we wouldn't have friends now. You know what I
guess.
So it must be kind of okay. Boop, 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 boop. My eyes can't really see so good.
This is terrible dead air.
This is super dead air. Bop, bop, bop.
Really? I thought you were going to start reading some of these things.
I can't read. Oh,
is it because your eyes are so blurry?
Okay, so where do you live where they have a corn selling person? I need some elote.
On the side of the road?
Yeah. No, they have someone ringing a bell or something. So there's
a
guy that walks around selling corn. It's probably elote corn where they put all the delicious shit on it. I want that. It's better than the ice cream, man.
Of the things I've introduced her to since we've met, elote and deep dish pizza, I think, are the two things that she had the best reaction to. So.
I like elote. Well, I love elote. I like deep dish. I don't love deep dish because I'm not I must have pizza,
I guess.
But if I were to have deep dish, it has to be with the corn type crust stuff.
Yeah.
None of
I
that.
spoiled her.
Regular.
I gave her the really, really good, really good pizza. I took her to the birthplace of deep dish pizza in Chicago when we went back, the first time. So it looks like Kevin McNamara is saying from YouTube, just tuning in. Hello from Ireland. I'm an identical twin. I'm 5 minutes older. So any questions, just ask. What super abilities do you have with your twin? Can you guys read each other's thoughts? Is it like How I Met Your Mother, where Marshall and Lily could have a conversation without speaking?
Oh my gosh. Sometimes I wish we could have conversations like that. And sometimes I think we do.
Sometimes I'm really happy you can't hear what I'm thinking. Because sometimes you're very frustrating, and in my head I'm like, I hate you so much. That's what spilled out. For those of you who are patrons who heard, she spoiled the Bears game for me when we were recording. I had to wait to record to match her schedule, and the Bears were playing at the exact time we were recording. So I was like, I'm going to DVR it. I'll watch it after the fact. And as soon as we finished recording, she opened up her laptop, and boom, there was the Bears score in the fourth quarter.
I had to check my Final Fantasy. I had to check my fantasy football team score, okay? It was a really close game. I needed to know if I won. BT Dubs, I lost in the last 14 seconds. It was bullshit. And it just happened to be on ESPN.com. And the score just happened to be on there. So it wasn't really my fault. It's his fault for looking.
Yeah, so I lost my shit, and I recorded it because the mics were still live, so I posted it for our wonderful patrons to hear of me just losing my mind and her cackling at me the whole fucking time. I'm looking over here, and I see that Pave Paradise says, "We are the children of the corn," after a very lengthy discussion of how good corn is, because you know what? It is really good.
Hot sauce on corn? That sounds really good. I always just put the chili powder. I never put hot sauce, but hot sauce actually sounds really, really good.
There's a lot of shit. Like, I always do blackened spice, Parmesan cheese, mayo, and then I just toss a couple extra stuff on whenever I do it. Like, whatever we have in the house, I'm just like, rack of lamb, it's going on my corn.
They can, ew.
I like that you just got that.
I didn't realize you can ban ice cream trucks from neighborhoods.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see, like, the stealing of children, and that's why they're banned.
I think it's more or less banning happiness. Like, you just don't want people to be happy, so you just say no ice cream trucks. No
not
ice
to the
cream
kidnapping.
At all. No, it's not. It's not about kidnapping. Robin, we all have a special voice that comes out of nowhere when we start working with our voices. That's true.
Wait,
I'd never
what?
noticed that. I talk like I had a phone interview, and the first time I had a phone interview, I was like, "Hi, this is Adam," and in my head, I was like, "What the fuck kind of voice is that?"
I
That's
can't
not my
stand
voice.
whenever I call him and it goes to voicemail and it just ends up being like, "Hi, you've reached Adam." I'm like, I hate this voicemail message. It sounds stupid. Your voice is stupid.
Professional.
No.
I worked in a call center at the time too. We were supervisors, and they gathered all the supervisors up. They're like, "We're having a call party tonight," and I was like, "What does that mean?" They're like, "We're putting you back on the phones, and everyone's making calls till 9 o'clock." And I was like, "Oh, that sounds terrible." So I did, because I used to be a rep. I have my phone voice, and they're all like, "You sound terrible on the phone." I'm like, "Do I?" They're like, "Well, you just sound different." I'm like, "I sound nice on the phone. You don't hear that voice because I fucking hate you."
My sister always points out that whenever I'm talking to strangers on the phone, or if I'm trying to set up like an appointment with like the car repair people or the dealership or whatever, it's a completely different voice. I go up an octave. I'm ridiculously nice. But when I'm talking to my friends and my family, it's just like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
It is much, much different. I'm always like, "Who's this nice person on the phone?" That's a lie. She showed me a video of like, this is what Vietnamese moms are like this week. And it was just like some dude in a wig that was like doing all the things that his mom did to him. And the one thing was like, he was screaming at his like daughter. And all of a sudden the phone rang and she picks up the phone. She's like, "Hello." And I was like, "Yep, that's you. That is totally you." Also, my mom growing up, she used to do that shit all the time, too.
It's because there's a scene in it where he gets a B on his exam or something, and
B
the
is for
mom's just like,
bitch.
"B is for bitch." And I was just like laughing my ass off. I think I have to watch that video once every year.
This is an extensive conversation about corn. It really is.
I've been scrolling and just like
corn,
reading
corn,
about corn. Flavors of corn.
Now people are
stuff to eat
talking
with
about
corn.
the Cowboys. They're fans of the Cowboys. Robin's a fan of the Cowboys.
I'm from Dallas, so I have to like the Cowboys.
Rip your hopes. That sucks. Although, I mean, realistically, my team's the Bears, so... See how close you came to hitting me that time? Everyone can actually see now.
Oh my goodness, I love corn. I love elote. I want some. Fuck yeah. There's Dirt Dog out here. There's Dirt Dog, and it's all just elote and hot dogs, and they have like a one that is covered in hot Cheetos. And I had it the other day, and oh my gosh. Can I just put hot Cheetos on everything? Hot Cheetos are the best.
You
hot
could,
Cheetos
and
fries,
then you'll be crying from the bathroom, and I'll be like, "No more hot Cheetos."
When
for
I
you,
lived
lady.
in Hawaii, they don't have hot Cheetos fries, the Chester's fries. They don't have those. So I came on vacation out here once and literally went back with an entire carry-on suitcase of hot Cheetos fries.
Jamie has asked, where around Dallas?
Like Dallas-Fort Worth area.
The Snark said, "That Vietnamese mom video is hyperbolic, but hella true."
It's that oh my gosh, it's so true. And like there's a scene where they're sitting there like crying to Korean drama, and I'm like, that's my mom.
Yeah, that's you now,
there.
by the way. I'm not saying you're becoming your mom, but you are addicted to Korean
I
and
don't
Japanese
sit there
and Chinese
cry by
drama.
myself. Okay, maybe I do.
That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie.
Sometimes...
If anyone wants to know what Robin looks like when she lies, I should clip that. Here, I'm going to press this button. I haven't tried this yet. I hit that. I don't know if it fucking worked or not, but we're going to find out at the end, because I might have just like actually clipped out you lying to our entire audience about whether or not you cry.
Okay, sometimes there was one time I was at work and I was watching a drama, and I was starting to cry, and then my boss came into my cube, and I'm literally like, and like wiping away my tears. And he's like, you okay? I'm just like, oh, no, yeah. I'm good.
You just think when you walk into someone's cube and you see them crying, the first thing you think is like, oh, they're having like a personal like issue or a tragedy. And it's like, no, I'm watching TV while I'm supposed to be working, and it's dramatically affected my mood. I hate you so much that you get to do that at work.
He was the best boss ever. Like, I wish he didn't have to quit and move to a different company, but whatever.
It's probably better for him.
Yeah.
So.
All right. More elote talk. Vegas spooky-ish meetup. That'd be really cool.
That would be cool. I'm at the bottom
it's
now,
cheap.
so
we don't have to travel anywhere.
Yeah. We should just go to get someplace to eat. That'd be really
just
fucking
going
cool.
to dinner and hanging out. I know, like Rooster Teeth really does just go to dinner, or they go like
the
what is
Rooster
it,
Teeth
laser
community
tag
or whatever.
Or whatever.
I don't know if we're laser tag people. I think we're weirdos in the best of ways, so it's really hard to figure out what we should do. But we can figure some stuff out.
I want to do that archery thing where you shoot people with...
The Snark is the shit at that. He invited us to something on Friday, but we had a bunch of stuff to do.
Oh.
Yeah.
They do that? There's somewhere to do that?
He went to a LARPing event, out in Vegas. So we definitely have to free up a time where we can all go and do that, because that'd be super fucking fun.
I really want to shoot people with fluffy arrows, so that'd be great.
I just started doing it. I just started playing State of Decay 2. I'm not like advertising for them or anything. That game is super fucking awesome, and it's kind of spooky, so maybe I'll stream that. That'd be kind of fun to do.
Glitch posted, you lost the game again.
Wow, you're way far behind on the Twitch chat.
And I'm really mad.
All right, so we're going to Vegas with or without anyone if there's a meetup. That's funny. We need to do a meetup sooner or later, but you know what else we need to do is we need to read an email sooner or later. So
okay, I know, but it's just there's so much to read, and I really want to.
Jamie says, Robin, they have Cheeto fries in Hawaii now. They've become civilized human beings now.
Thank goodness, because you need to have Cheetos fries in your life.
Why are you bashing this desk?
Sorry, my best friend, she is the one who was like introducing me to all these things, right? And she's from California, so she would have her relatives ship out Cheetos fries. There's literally a picture of us, like I feel like it's 22-year-old us. Maybe no, we had to be 22 because we could drink by then. And there's a picture of us going to like the New Moon like midnight release, the Twilight New Moon midnight release, and we're just in the backseat of this car drinking fucking Smirnoff and eating Cheetos hot fries.
I hate you so much. For all those things.
We were
Smirnoff, hot fries, and Twilight New Moon.
It was amazing. But seriously, I don't know. Hot fries are amazing.
There's a lot of stuff about a meetup. We really need to put our heads together and figure something out. I noticed Miss Deezy said, at Scarish Podcast, will you stream the research stories? We've talked about doing that before.
What's research stories?
It's like our regular episodes.
Oh.
Yeah. We've talked about doing that before, and what most likely would happen if we were to add on an additional stream is we would probably do a second story time per week before we do the research episodes. Because the research episodes, it's usually like us like sitting at a desk for 6 hours digging up research. We write the script. We look like shit. And we're like, let's just bang this out. And then after the recording is over.
Bang this
Exactly. After the recording is over, I edit it and I get it up immediately. Because I don't want our patrons to wait because they get early access.
Yeah, we usually look like trash.
There's an opportunity sooner or later we might wind up doing that, but we might wind up having a second story time and then just combining both of those episodes audio to be our story time release before we do that. So we'll see what happens with it though. But okay, that's a lot of stream chat. There's going to be stuff left over for us by the time we come back. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for interacting.
Oh, I'm still behind. Someone said go Bears. More Dallas. Lots of Dallas.
Yep. And
Sorry,
it's also your turn to read an email. So you are so far behind.
So
She's like
behind,
a third of the way up the chat. This is going to take forever. It's going to be the longest episode in the history of time. Ooh, I have an emote. This is how I feel right now, guys. This is me right there. No, right there.
Okay. So let me go into this first one then. This starts, "Hi, scary-ish folks." That includes you guys now. What?
Everyone yell hi as loud as you can. And just make everyone around you.
In the air. It'll be like a spirit bomb of highs.
Wow. Okay, I guess we could do that. I'm down for that.
I'm Florence. I don't know if you remember me, but I was a previous sender for the Storytime episode. I definitely remember because we did a whole topic.
You're
based
also
on
a hurricane, I think, right? Hurricane
Oh
Florence?
my gosh.
Isn't that her?
I can't believe it's been so long since you sent this email that you're now a hurricane.
Right.
Oh my God. Okay. I sent a story about the Aswang and the doppelganger.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why I remember.
One of the other emails today, the first thing that's in there is in bold, and it's a correction or pronunciation of Aswang. So
what?
I think it's hilarious that we're reading this one in the same episode. We're going to read someone still yelling at us for a pronunciation.
I feel so bad because we're going to get corrected so much the longer this podcast goes on.
You just got to get used to it.
Especially that Russian one. Oh my God, the Russians out there are screaming at me.
I don't think anyone in Russia listened to that episode. I don't think they're allowed to. So if Putin liked our episode, we'd have a lot more fucking downloads. That's all I'm saying.
Or we'd be dead.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think if he liked us, we'd be dead. So, okay, get back to your thing. My bad, Doug.
So, before anything else, I want to be honest and say that I haven't listened to this awesome pod for about 2 months. Life happened and all that shit. We understand. Life happens. Sometimes I worry that we're going to miss an episode of recording. So
I am on that shit, man. No matter what life has thrown us at this point, we are going to fucking record.
Today, I literally was at work and freaked out like, oh my God, there's a recording tonight. And
I'm over here making sure everything works in this friggin' studio.
So my brain just, I don't know how it works. Anyway. Don't worry, I was able to catch up with all the episodes I missed and also left a review on iTunes and CastBox. What's CastBox?
It's just another podcast app.
That's cool. Leave a review on CastBox if you guys can.
Anywhere you can leave a review, they always help. iTunes is just the one that so many places look to because they curate stuff based off of iTunes download numbers and iTunes reviews and shit. And it's mostly helpful when a podcast first starts, like with their first 5 weeks. But as it goes on, if you get an influx, because like when you gain followers, there's like that bell curve and then you just hit a spike. Mm-hmm. If you can become trending, you can get on the trending list. Like the thing that you want to do is to get on the new podcast list from the iTunes curators because you're getting so much attention at the beginning. Okay. So it's not like we can't still jump on like the trending thing. Yeah. It's just harder to do because it's podcasts that have been around forever. We have like an 80 episode backlog though. So if you get a bunch of your friends into it and they download all them shits, yeah, that'll look really good on those numbers.
All right.
Just saying.
Okay. Anywho, I'd like to share my aunt's experience about that's one of the words that I don't know how to say because some people like aunt, some people like aunt.
Either works.
Experience about premonition of death, quote unquote premonition of death. And premonition of death is when someone is about to die. There's a subtle shift in energy which allows the person dying, their loved ones, and those spiritually sensitive to what is happening. So kind of like that.
The one we just read?
Right.
Yeah. It's weird because I just watched Rogue One at the gym too, and they say like the Force moves differently around someone who's about to commit a murder. I wonder if it's the same for someone who's about to die.
I am the Force and the Force is with me.
I am one with the Force and the Force is one with me.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's what he says.
Something like
I'm
that.
not going to spoil what happens right after that.
Oh, don't. I liked him in that movie.
That movie is like you either love it or you hate it. And I went into that movie thinking everyone is going to die. Terrible things are going to happen. This is during the time that the Empire just fucking owned everything. And because I had that like expectation of sadness, I didn't leave the movie theater. I was actually really happy with that movie. Like the ending, the cameo at the end, I was like, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was so excited, dude. I love that shit. I looked to my right and like 2 seats down, some dude was snoring. I'm like, wake the fuck up. This is amazing. This is everything I've ever wanted.
All right, back to the story.
I don't know where that came from.
I don't know if
it's all the coffee in my Empire Strikes Back mug. Subliminal messages to myself.
I don't know if you remember my grandma from the Aswang story, but this is also about her. My grandma, who we called Lola. That's funny. I think that's a Filipino thing. People calling their grandmas Lola. Is that common? I don't know. You guys tell me. Was totally bedridden and needed oxygen support for living. That's super rough. We set up a room in our ancestral house like a hospice because my grandpa wants to be with her 24/7. That's really sweet.
It's super romantic.
That's how your grandpa is.
Yeah. Honestly, like that's how my other grandpa was too. And I think the one thing I'll say about that, since this is a heavy tangent episode, is if you have a grandparent or a parent that's that age, or you're going to get that age sometime soon, you need to make sure they take care of themselves or you take care of yourself as much as you take care of someone else. Because the caretaker usually passes away first. That's what happened with my grandfather on my dad's side. He spent so much time taking care of my grandmother, he didn't take his medication properly, and he had a stroke, and he died.
That's really rough.
Yeah, so just make sure. If you have a grandparent and they ask you to help out with anything, fucking do it. You should volunteer to help out. Like, I know how much it sucks going out of your way when you have such limited time to do pretty much anything, but that shit is so important. It really is. Just put yourself in that situation, and then just think like, man, what would I feel like if my grandkid called me and was like, hey, can I buy you groceries? Can I come over and help you do this or help you do that?
Yeah,
like that
little
would mean
things like that
so
help
much,
a lot.
dude. It really does. That's okay. I'm done. God.
Okay.
So many tangents.
Yeah, sorry.
My
My dad's second oldest sister, who lives far away from us, was usually the one who orders and schedules the delivery of oxygen for my Lola. One day, around late in the evening, she suddenly woke up but couldn't move her body. At first, my aunt thought she's having sleep paralysis, but upon investigating her surroundings, she can hear the radio playing in the background and her dog sleeping on the floor. My aunt struggled to sit up to reach the phone because she was about to order and schedule the delivery of my Lola's oxygen, but the lower half of her body couldn't move an inch. After trying a few times, she heard someone whisper in the air, "Take a rest. I don't need it anymore. I have shivers." I have, like, shivers, man.
Take a rest? I don't need it anymore?
The grandma fucking died.
I get that.
Like,
Stop hitting the table.
Sorry, but shit. After that, she gave up and thought she'd do it by tomorrow instead. It was around 1 a.m. the next day when she received a call from my dad saying that she doesn't need to schedule the delivery of oxygen because Lola passed away.
That's super
sad.
Man, this is a lot of sad emails to start the show.
Though, too. Like,
yeah.
Oh, man, imagine hearing that. Mind fuck.
I guess. It's more like heartbreak.
It is heartbreak, but definitely, like, super rough. Like, I don't know. I can't.
Was that the end of the email?
That's the end of the email.
Wow, guys, sign off with stuff. These are, like, not cliffhangers, but, like, heartbreakers, and then just, like, and cut.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. Just say, like, anyways, that's my story. Thank you for reading. Bye. That works, too, because it gives us a chance to transition out. Just, these are rough, man. That's super sad. I'm so sorry your grandmother passed away like that.
I still have my grandparents on my mother's side. So
same here.
I'm freaking out because I'm sure it's going to happen soon, and I am super scared. So I can't imagine.
You have to mentally prepare yourself for it. I've been trying to do that for years with both of my grandparents. My grandfather's like 92 or 93, and he's still in really good shape. But at the same time, just, want to be mentally prepared just in case, something terrible does happen. Knock on wood. Hopefully nothing does. My grandfather will live forever. So let's take
I hope he does. That'd be nice.
Let's take a quick break and check out the stream chat. So hopefully this will go a little bit smoother this time. Let's be real, for anyone who's watched this podcast live before, probably not. But we're going to give it a shot. So here we go. I'm going to scroll a little bit. McShake and Bake says, all these places I've never heard of are literally a world away. They really are. You're on the other side of the planet. But it's super cool that you can watch us. Like, when I was a kid, like, I couldn't do shit. Like, I had to type in a DOS command if I wanted to play a video game. And now I can just, like, click
DOS?
3 buttons. Yeah, dude. Like, I was around before Windows popped up. At least the good one that everyone was able to use. So, I think my dad realized I was going to be a fucking nerd because I was less than 7 years old. So, it was probably like 4, 5, or 6 because I still remember this. But my mom bought a Terminator game for the computer. And she typed in this DOS command and hit enter, and it booted up. And then she went to work or went somewhere else, and it was just me and my dad. And he's like, do you remember how to play that game? I was like, I think so. And he put me on his knee, and I typed in the command and hit enter, and it booted up. And I just remember that was the first time I was like, fuck yeah. Like, I felt awesome. I don't know how I remembered it, though. I couldn't remember it today if you asked me.
When I was using computers, they were already in color.
Well, whoop-de-fucking-do for you, Robin. We're all very happy for you.
Oh, my goodness. Momenti in a Russian accent. You have to say it. I have to say it.
Scottish is the #1 podcast in all of Mother Russia. I don't know if that was good or not, but I did it. So there you go. I'm a performing monkey. It's so annoying. Someone made me sing, what was it? Smash Mouth and Nickelback last episode.
Yep.
It was Connor. I remember. I'll never fucking forget. And then he highlighted it and shared it with everyone.
It's the greatest.
Why wouldn't you? Ulrich says, this is the second story with premonitions. It's got to be something from an episode like 2 months ago that these are the emails that are catching up with it. You know what I mean? And that's why we get like emails that are all kind of the same thing.
Maybe. I don't know, though.
Or maybe you guys are just all in the same vibe.
In a Changmi Korean accent. Korea #1, China #2.
I don't know the order of like the Asian countries or cultures. Like
Korea's #1.
She always tells me like there's this fucking like ranking system that I don't even know exists. So
I don't really understand it either, but I just know like Vietnamese is like the jungle Asian, and
jungle
like
Asian. That sounds hot though.
Korea, does it?
Yeah.
Korea's just like high tech, popular, super super popular, followed by Japan and then China.
I don't know.
At
Have
least
you gone
to
to
me.
North Korea lately? They don't seem that high tech.
I hate you. Oh my God, Jang-mi, my president is Beyonce.
That's fucking funny. Thanks, that's creepy, but also really sweet that they visited.
Yeah.
I agree, Ulrich. What else do we
Momenti,
have here?
thank you for letting us know that Lola does mean grandma and Lola means grandpa. Because one of my coworkers, like her Instagram literally starts with a Lola. So I'm like, wait a second, does that mean grandma?
McShake and Bake, can we get Blu-ray scary-ish recordings? You don't want that high definition. You
No,
don't want that level of
You don't want to see my
detail.
pores and my mustache.
Your mustache is non-existent.
Fuck you.
I picked black because you don't want to see like the man cleavage. We had a really nice shirt sent to us.
Yeah,
it's a
Tawny
V-neck.
made an amazing shirt.
It is so nice.
So
I wear
comfy.
it all the other times, but I haven't worn it on air. I am working out like a motherfucker right now, and I'm trying to lose weight so that I can wear this shirt on the air without showing just so much boob. Because it's just, I've screen tested it. It does not look great on me when I'm sitting here, but I wear it everywhere else. I feel so shitty that we haven't worn it on the air yet. So yeah, that sucks. The Snark says it is important that caretakers take care of themselves. Thanks for that. It really is, man. Like, it's just something that, I don't know, the older I get, the more I realize some people are better at taking care of other people than they are at themselves. And those people, when they get older, they focus primarily on other people, like, and the people they care about the most.
Jang-mi, you've never watched Star Wars or Lord of the Rings?
Is there a way I can ban her from
No!
everyone? I'm kidding.
But
totally,
get on that shit.
Totally kidding. 10 out of 10 on accent. Thank you, Memento. I appreciate that.
We literally watched the Lord of the Rings, all of them, like 4 months ago? We went through like the entire trilogy.
Yeah.
And then we even started the Hobbit one.
Yeah, we need to do Harry Potter. Harry Potter's more fun for me than Lord of the Rings. I don't know why.
Because the characters grow up.
Yeah, that's probably it.
And in Lord of the Rings, you just go through the same story. You know what I mean? It's just one long, ridiculously long story. Whereas like Harry Potter, you're like, oh, look, year 1. Oh, look, year 2. And then you get to year 4, like, oh dear
shit,
God.
Year 4. Oh, God, year 5. It's so much fun, though. Who was it that said that Doom has 20 floppy disks? Glitchgrim, LOL, that's DOS. Doom had like 20 floppy disks. I remember just sitting there with a fucking stack of floppy disks, being like, just waiting for it to tell me to put in the next one. And you got to make sure you put in the right one. And no matter what you do, back in the day on PC, if you were a PC gamer, like every game you installed was corrupted the first time you installed it, and you had to delete the whole fucking thing and start over again.
I think that happened to me with the original StarCraft.
It was like the Nintendo version of trying to play a game where you had to like blow in the cartridge and like do whatever you did before you press the power button, and it would still fuck up. I used to have that shit happen all the time with my PC. And now you can just go to Steam, say, I want that. Steam's like, it's 80 cents. And then in 10 seconds, you're playing the fucking game.
I remember in elementary school when you had your own little floppy drive. You got to pick your color floppy drive and write your name on it, and that would have all your files on it, and it was just like your own little like floppy you got to carry around.
I never had that experience. I think my school was too poor to give us floppy drives. Like legitimately, we had like we had typing class, and I remember being so mean to that teacher. Our entire class was mean to that teacher, and she's like, keep your fingers on the home row, and we're like, shut up, bitch. And she was so nice. And by the time she went to the next like group of like school people, kids, whatever they're called, she was so mean. She wasn't putting up with anyone's shit because we ruined her. But she wound up going and
so mean.
We were assholes, dude. I was terrible in school. Like I was good in school, but I was terrible to teachers.
I was a goody two shoes.
Shocker. Who can believe that?
I was though, for real. And if I got in trouble, I felt so bad and guilty. I think I got in trouble when I was in high school a lot, and I went back to my middle school to hang out, and I got in trouble, and I just felt so bad, and I wanted to cry. And
you suck.
There was one time I was getting an F in, I think, social studies or something. It was something, my friend growing up, his mom was my teacher, and I was failing her class, and I had a parent-teacher conference, and I was just sitting there bawling my eyes out. Needless to say, I passed with a B at the end of the semester.
Yeah, just work those tears, and all of a sudden you get good grades.
No, I worked hard, man.
I've been given Fs because teachers didn't like me, and they've told me in private, like, I would have given you a better grade, but I just didn't like you. And then I'm like, okay, well then, fuck you.
That's illegal.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? You cut a deal, you do some back alley shit, and the next thing you know, you got a B. Just saying, it's like, no. It's like, what do you need? Okay.
I feel like I've read this out of context, but Paved Paradise says boobs are nice, though.
This is true. Boobs are nice. Valerie from YouTube says, our save icon is a floppy disk. It's shocking how many people don't know that because they're too young to know what a floppy disk is.
They just think it's a save icon.
Valerie says, I told my apprentice to, quote, click the floppy disk button, and she looked at me like I was crazy. The message scrolled further away. I couldn't read the actual end of it. Yeah, I hate that. I hate it when I tell someone to record something, and I say, tape it. And they're like, what the fuck does that mean? Because they literally think, like, tape something and put it there. And I'm like, I hate you so much simply for being younger than me. So, cool. That was a really good stream chat break.
Ulri also has a story here. Sorry. I know we have so many tangents, but the chat is, like, insane right now, and it's hard to keep up.
It's good, though.
It's going to be really difficult, though. We're going to have a mod later on, because this is insane. It's hard to keep up. But Ulri says, live stream spooky story. My neighbor's kitchen light just turned on, and I glanced in the window because I'm at eye level. There was no one there, and then the light turned off again.
Maybe they have it on a clapper. You remember the clapper?
Creepy.
Clap on, clap off.
Every time I hear the clap.
The clapper? All you're hearing is like STDs or STIs or whatever you call them now. Why did they change that? Is it because infections are different than diseases? Yeah.
I don't know. It's because no one likes Subaru.
Wow. That's fucking funny. That's a good joke.
Glitch said, call Ray and Egon and Peter.
That's funny. All right. Are we almost ready for me to get to my next email? We only have 3 per person this time, but our last ones are very long. So this has the potential of being a very long episode. It's already 7:11. We've been on air for 41 minutes. So
holy shit.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you, like, are you good to go?
Yeah, go.
Okay.
Sorry.
So this next email, let me mark this. Damn it. I was complaining at you. I forgot to make my mark. This is a shit show. Where's my mouse? It's making things so much harder. Thank you so much for the stream deck. It makes my life so much easier. It really does.
Yeah.
I'll figure out how to take care of everything. Okay. So moving on to the next email. This one subject is sensory overload. And it starts out, hi, Adam and Robin.
Hello.
Hello.
Salutations.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Alexis, and I just want to say that I absolutely love listening to your podcast on Spotify. Shout out Spotify.
Nice.
And it's pretty much the only one I really listen to. That makes me feel really good because I feel like a lot of people found us looking for another podcast or like a spooky podcast since they already listen to different stuff. But to hear that we're the only one that someone listens to, that's awesome. That makes me feel very special.
Yeah.
I have never been one to see anything paranormal, but will feel them physically. The story that I have is one that I've never heard happening to anyone else, and I don't know how to categorize it, but it still confuses me to this day. When this happened, I was around 15, and I was at my grandparents' house. When I was younger, I would often get told from strangers that they would see angels following me. That's fucking
really
super
weird.
Creepy.
Like,
what kind of stranger walks up to someone and is like, there's an angel following you?
Maybe there's an alien race that's kind of like taken over, and those people that are randomly walking out on the street and telling you stuff are like, they see entities we don't see. Aliens.
Wow, you went really just off the rails with that theory, but hey, I guess that's what we do.
All right.
I heard this joke one time that the funniest prank you could ever pull on someone is to get 3 people they don't know, and at the beginning of the day have someone walk up to them and be like, wake up, and just walk away. And then like in the middle of their day have someone else walk up to them and go, you're in a coma, and walk away. And then the person at the end of the day walk up and be like, we love you, come back to us, and then just walk away.
Oh my god.
And I was like, man, if I knew 3 people that didn't know my friend Lee, he'd be having a fucking heart attack right now because that was the funniest thing I'd ever heard. So if anyone pulls that off, please record it.
Yeah,
because that is so fucking
incredible.
Funny. Okay, getting back to the email. Well, one summer day, I slept until well into the evening. Nice, good work. I used to sleep till 3 in my college days every now and then when I had late classes.
So today, sorry, another tangent. I woke up at, when did I wake up? 7:30?
7:30.
I woke up at 7:30. It was, that never.
She has this thing where her alarm goes off at 6:30. She says she'll always wake up to it. Never once since she set that alarm at 6:30 will she wake up to it. So I have to set backup alarms to make sure she's on time for literally everything.
Yeah, it worked today. Thankfully.
You're welcome.
But I woke up at 7:30 because I had training at 9:30. Sensitivity training. I need to be more sensitive to people's feelings.
Wasn't her specifically. Like
no,
everyone
it was
had sensitivity training.
But I woke up at 7:30, got to work, and everyone's literally like, what are you doing here so early?
It's like, you're on time?
Because,
what?
yeah, they're like, you're on time? How the, what's going on? I literally went downstairs, and Linda was like, wow, you're up so early.
Probably blew her mind. She's like, I thought I had 3 more hours to walk around the house doing whatever I wanted.
It's just so funny because time is not my thing.
Time is not her thing.
Well,
being on time is not her thing.
Well, my first class is at 2:30, so I usually sleep till like 10, 11. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how I was for a long time. I still am that way. I'm not going to lie. When it comes to work, I want to be on time. But like when I was in college, like if I had a class for 10 a.m., I've always said this, like if I had a class for 10 a.m., I was likely going to fail it from attendance because I was either going to be super late or I just wasn't going to fucking go. I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm a fairly confident person, but like I hate walking into a room super late when everyone else is there. I'd rather not go. So if I was like 15, 20 minutes late, I was like, nope, I'll just fucking take the miss. Like whatever, not going to do it. So I guess I'll get back to the story now. Maybe.
Cool.
Where was I? When I just started waking up, which I didn't realize was happening at the time, my vision was flooded with an almost painful bright light paired with an equally overwhelming symphony of what sounded like harps playing a tune that can only be described as angelic. At first, I thought I was dreaming, and when I tried to close my eyes, I came to the realization that they were already closed and that I was still asleep. For a few moments, I was flooded with this blinding light and deafening music that almost seemed like too much to bear when I noticed an odd sound in my room that I quickly came to realize is what was waking me up. As my mind and body slowly started to become more awake, the light started to dim and the music grew more quiet until I was fully conscious and aware of my surroundings.
That's weird.
So it's like you're in a dream state. This whole thing is happening in the dream state. You kind of realize you're still asleep, so it's like lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
But all you have is just a fucking bright light and like really angelic harp music.
I'd
playing
be so
way
scared
too loud.
that I was dying.
I'd be like, dude, turn it the fuck down.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, but if it was, I'd be kind of scared now, come to think of it, if I was dying. I'd be like, really? I made it? Sweet. Like, you guys must have fucked up your list or something.
Oh, my God.
Or, I don't know.
I'm going to hell.
Maybe you go there and then they judge you and they put you on the slide down. But who knows? So they slowly started to become more awake. The light started to dim and the music grew quiet until I was finally conscious and aware of my surroundings. Immediately after I woke up, I noticed that I felt sick to my stomach, clammy, and fatigued. I figured that the best way to snap out of whatever was happening to my body was to relax in a cool shower. If I'm being completely honest, I am still amazed that I was able to stumble my way to the bathroom at the end of the hall, as I felt like I was going to pass out at any second. When I first got into the shower and felt the cool water hit my skin, I immediately began to relax, but that didn't last for long. That really sucks. Like, this is an experience that sounds like, I don't know, being intoxicated in a way where you're like, man, I really don't want to feel this. What can I do to like sober up? You know what I mean? I think everyone's had that at least one time in their life. And as soon as you try something where you're like, cool, this is working, and then like 5 seconds go by and you're like, this is not working. I do not feel better. This might be making me feel worse. So I kind of relate to this, not in the angelic sense, obviously. So hit the shower, didn't feel good for long. After a minute or so, I began to notice that I started to feel lightheaded and my chest began to tighten. At first, I thought it was the buildup of steam stuffing up the bathroom, mixing with my already weakened state that was making it difficult for me to breathe. So I opened the window just on top of the wall next to the shower before I realized that there shouldn't be any steam filling the bathroom because the water was cold. I mean, is the room super cold?
Maybe.
Yeah, because like that temperature difference is what causes it. I also always listen to music when I shower, and after I opened the window, I started to notice my hearing going in and out.
That's creepy.
Okay, sorry.
No. When your hearing starts doing weird things, that creeps me out.
I think it's safe to say I have no idea what the fuck is going on here. So I'm wondering if they're still asleep, if this is like Inception, where this is their second dream level. I don't know. I really don't. So hearing was going in and out. 1 second I could hear my music loud and clear, and the next it was as if I was listening at the end of a tunnel. While this was happening, my vision started to go out as well. At this point, I would think I'm having a heart attack and dying.
Or coma.
I don't know. Yeah. Is there a specific way, like, you're sliding into a coma?
Or if you are in a coma still.
Oh, you're going to the coma thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did someone walk up and they're like, you're in a coma. Come back to us. I could feel my blood run cold as I watched the white walls of my shower go from white to gray. My head started to spin at this point, and my hearing was completely gone, but there was a pressure in my ears as if something was plugging them. Soon my vision followed suit, and I was left to grip the top railing where my shower curtains hung and the windowsill as I tried to keep myself from collapsing on the floor. Shortly after my hearing went, so did my sight, so now I was just left staring at the wall with my vision completely blacked out. The pressure in my chest started to become so immense that I was convinced that I was suffocating, and I had to lower myself onto my knees on the shower floor. This is super intense.
Yeah. What is it with all the intense emails today?
I don't know. My body felt everything at once. My body felt hot and cold, my chest like it wanted to collapse in on itself, but the rest of my body wanted to explode. My hearing and sight was completely gone, and it was at that moment that fear settled in the pit of my stomach and my heart began to race. It was that moment where you started to get afraid. I would have been afraid a long time before that. I would have immediately been to like, I am dying. For some reason, this aura of what I could only describe as evil began to fill the air and hover over my body, and it felt as if something had a hold of my shoulders and was trying to push me onto the ground. Everything in me wanted to just completely pass out, but I felt like if I did, then something bad was going to happen. I would think if I lost consciousness, I was going to die. That's exactly where my head would go. So I fought through it. As tears began to well up in my eyes and I realized I was hyperventilating, my hearing eased itself back, and then my sight soon followed suit. It's a good sentence. Soon followed suit. I like how that sounds. After I finally got my senses back, it was as if a weighted blanket was lifted off of me, and whatever was pushing onto my shoulders and back was gone. I was left completely and utterly exhausted and drained, but one thing that I noticed was that I no longer felt clammy or sick. I have not had another experience like this since.
I wonder what it was.
That sounds... I've never heard anything like that. That sounds incredible.
It sounds terrifying.
That is where the email ends, too. Another cliffhanger ending. So I'm wondering, like, after that, they did say that after that they never had an experience like that. So it's just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck happened during that? Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Like, I have not heard anything like that on podcasts that I listen to. Like, I've heard about people that felt like they were getting possessed or they had, like, mood swings or stuff like that.
Started going blind.
Yeah, started going blind. But I've never heard of something like that intense where it's like your entire being is being overwhelmed and your senses are being cut out. That sounds like I would fucking go to the doctor. I would go to the doctor and be like, run every test you have. This is everything that happened to me. And if they came back and they're like, you're perfectly healthy, I would be like, I don't know what that was. You can't explain what that was, but now I'm completely terrified. So yeah, that's a good one. Thank you for sending that in. That was really, really, like, I don't know, stressful and entertaining at the exact same time. It makes me happy that it wasn't me and makes me sad that that had to happen to you. So yeah. Okay, let's move over into Stream Chat, see what you guys thought of that story. That one was pretty fucking crazy. I think we can all agree on that one. So let me just move over here.
Lots of mod tributes. Lots of people volunteering to be mods. We will figure out mods in the future for sure. Carly, I'm so sorry about your internet. That really sucks.
These are saved on YouTube, so once it gets itself sorted, you can always watch it there. So no big deal. Okay, my Wi-Fi is officially making me throw in the towel. Until next time, spooky friends. I see the sign off now. That is sad.
Miss Deezy says, Glitch Groom ban everyone who doesn't talk about Golden Girls.
No, please God, don't do that. I don't know enough about Golden Girls. You're going to have to just turn off the stream for us.
Boop, boop,
my
boop,
chat
boop,
disconnected,
boop.
so I have no idea where we at. Oh my God, I want to do that so bad, says Jang Me. Minus everyone talking about the clap, in parentheses, STDs.
They're STIs now.
I know. I don't understand why they changed
Jang
it.
Me went to business calculus class 3 times because it was at 8 a.m. Yeah, I've had most of my math classes have been at 8:30 a.m. So I'm just like, fuck me. My physics class, I think last semester was at 8:30. I didn't show up till like 4 of them. I was just, and there's 16 weeks.
Wow.
So 16 weeks. I didn't show up to 4 of them. Not 4 weeks, 4 classes. And at the end of the semester, my professor was like, I've never seen you before. And it's because I had chopped all my hair off and dyed it gray. And so,
oh yeah, I remember that now.
So I was just like, no, I just dyed my hair. He's like, oh, that makes sense. I'm like,
no, I'm a completely different person. Maya Prado from YouTube says, you guys deserve so many more views. Favorite podcast of all time.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll get there. I'm never worried about where our numbers are because I know that you guys are great. And honestly, this is so much fun to do. I never stress about reading this stuff to you guys or any of the things that we're about to present to you or how you guys will react to it. I stress about the stream working properly. That's it. Because I don't want this. I hate it when we have audio delay. I hate it when that shit happens.
Yeah.
I hate it when things don't work. And I hate it that I don't have the easiest thing that I can do to make this like stream perfect for you guys. That's the only place my stress comes from. Because everything else, I'm just like, I really like what we do here. I think you guys like it too.
Yeah, it's super fun.
It will grow on its own, and you guys help it out so very much. So thank you guys for saying that. We really appreciate when you guys give us compliments.
Momentai says, having random ringing in my ears sometimes.
So this is okay.
This is a really big discussion we always have. My family, my sister and her family came out here recently, and we had to ask them too what the ringing means to them.
Because her and her sister that live here.
My family, to us, growing up, my mom has always told us, like, when you have ringing in your ears, it's someone talking shit about you.
And I was raised, and all the people I know was raised, and her sister's husband was raised to know that if your ears are ringing, it means someone's talking about you, but not necessarily talking shit about you. So whenever my ears have rung throughout my whole life, I'm like, I hope someone's saying something nice about me. And when I met her, she's like, that means someone's talking shit about you. And I was like, I think that's like your family thing or a culture thing. I don't know. Maybe it's like where we were raised, and that's why we have like a different outlook on it. But it's definitely the glass half empty type of thing. So I don't know what you guys think. Like, is it your ears ringing because someone's talking bad about you, or just because someone's talking about you? I'm really curious to know what the audience thinks on that one.
What?
What? You just yelled for no reason. Oh,
why?
Nick Shake and Bake donated $100.
Dude, Connor, why?
Thank you so much.
Dude, I'm dying.
We need, oh my God. Thank you so much for the $100 donation.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. I don't even know what to do.
The message that was sent with the donation says, I'm investing in American corn after this episode. Here's your cut.
What the fuck?
This episode is giving my mom styles, it's giving my mom style sweaty palm spaghetti.
Oh my God.
I was like, this sentence is a tongue twister because Eminem wrote it. So far, Asians are hot, people not dressed as scarecrows sell corn on the street, and everything not in Australia is too spoopy.
What?
That's hilarious. Thank you so much for the donation,
so
Connor.
much.
We're now way over our September Twitch donation goal.
Yeah.
I think we can all be honest here. Like, Connor's pretty much the reason that we've like cleared that thing so much. So we do appreciate everything everyone sends us. It's not like a different dollar amount means we love you any differently. We just want you to know that it's extremely generous, and we really do appreciate it.
Yeah, I think I just pooped myself.
Yeah, you definitely yelled in my ear, and I was like, is someone breaking in, or are we about to get murdered? I don't know what's happening right now. That was blessings.
Jangmi says, sometimes when you're having ringing in your ears, it's one of your ear hairs that absorbs the vibrations of sound, basically dying.
So that's what it actually is.
You think that's what it is?
That's like the scientific explanation. I mean, she could be completely making shit up. She could be like, it's the unicorns in your ears jumping around. And I'd be like, oh, science.
So science.
It's good to know. LOL Robin's face. LOL, I can't wait till they read your last post out of context, Jangmi Boone. I hate that I mispronounced her name. I feel so bad about that.
Bun?
Is it Bun?
Yeah.
I mean, it's spelled Bun. I don't know why I don't say it that way. Because I'm stupid.
She passed with a 92 for that calculus.
Nice.
Boom.
Good work.
I'm in Calc 3 right now. Need to pass. Kill me.
Pave Paradise says Golden Girls Forever in all caps. We have someone that joined the channel.
Yo Gundy, what's this show about?
No one fucking knows, man. It's like the Seinfeld of scary podcast. We just talk about random stuff that pops into our head. Thank you for joining us, though.
Pave Paradise. It's about Adam singing Nickelback's Photograph.
Basically, it's about scary stories that people send us, and then we also have regular episodes that release in podcast form. The weird thing is, I don't even know if you're still there, and I'm just talking to myself. I hope you are. But we have regular podcasts where we just do scary topics. I've done like Mothman and stuff like that. And then we have emails that we get from our audience, and we read those on live air every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m.
Yeah. The Snarked says, my mom said it's talking shit. Ear ringing, talking shit.
I think it's an Asian thing. I really do.
I don't know. I legit, like, seriously, it's talking shit.
Is the stream delayed? It's delayed by about 20 seconds. We also read the things, and then we scroll through all the stream chat that we've had in, like, the last 5-10 minutes of however long it took us to read our story. So we delay it, like, quite a bit, and then we just recap it so that we can make sure you guys get attention.
Where are we from? We're from Vegas.
We are from Vegas.
U.S.
By way of Vegas by way of Chicago, and Vegas by way of Hawaii by way of Texas.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm from a lot of places. Aliens.
Yogani says, oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, why?
I don't know if that meant like, okay, never mind, or like he's fucking leaving. Either way, we appreciate you stopping by. Please come back. They go off sometimes, they go, dude.
I like Ulri's long explanation. That's super awesome.
Adam serenade Yogandi so that he stays because he feels loved. I don't really have a lot of songs to sing.
Jang Mi says, don't change how you say my name. That's so sweet.
Aw, you're very nice. You really are very nice. You guys are all very nice. Okay, I think I'm about to shout you out. Oh, cool. Thank you so much. That would be awesome. I don't know where you're going to shout us out to, and hopefully it's a good thing.
That's awesome.
Hopefully it's like, these guys are good, and not like, these guys suck balls. I wasted so much of my time on their stream.
Yeah, please don't leave us.
Please don't be mean. Cool. So do you want to, since we're at the bottom of stream chat, get to an actual email so they can see what like the normal format is?
Oh,
It is your turn. I'm asking you. These are questions.
All right. So.
Is this your super long one?
This is my super long one.
Okay.
Or no, should I do my... No, I already did 2. This is my last one.
Did you do 2?
Yes,
I
this is
started,
my last
so
one.
that makes sense. Okay, so
Okay.
you go.
So this one goes, hi, Robin and Adam. I'm
Hello.
Cammie. Hello, Cammie. And I'm another Spotify listener from California. You guys kept me company for my 3-hour drive to and from my summer teaching job. Ooh, where'd you teach in the summer?
That
That's
is very
kinda
interesting.
cool.
And if you're... okay, summer teaching job, 3-hour drive? Do you think it's an hour and a half there
Well,
and an hour
no,
and a half back?
I think she went there, worked. It's a 3-hour drive, worked over there for the summer, and then drove back.
I was terrified that you were doing a 3-hour commute both ways every day, which would be horrific.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that
Well,
shit.
I don't know. Maybe... I don't know. We'll see.
Keep going.
So
Maybe the answer's in the email we aren't
So
reading.
thank you for keeping me entertained from that shitty-ass route. The story starts with my mom being superstitious as fuck. Whose mom isn't, though? My mom is so superstitious. She gets a dream that she doesn't like, and then she's like, stay away from the ocean. You'll die.
Yeah, and we're about to take a plane ride
Yeah, and
to
we were
Japan.
about to go to Japan, so I was like, we're going to be over the ocean, woman. Like, what? All of my life, my mom's crazy-ass stories about La Llorona and the devil who likes to suck the food I dropped on the floor or grab my feet, then drag me to hell if I don't go to bed. Your mom's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. A lot of these things parents tell their kids are like consequences so that you'll do what the fuck you're told. And I'm wondering how many of those things have turned into legend that we talk about on this show. Seriously, I remember I had a friend growing up. He was a lot younger than me, and my parents were friends with his parents. And they used to tell him, like, they had a Native American statue, and they called it Indy, like Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
And they used to tell him, he
racist,
got scared
but,
of it all of a sudden. And they used to tell him, like, if you don't do this, Indy will get you. And I remember they used it for fucking everything. And when I used to hear that, I'm like, what sort of shit did you guys used to tell me when I was a kid that used to motivate me through fear? So that just brought up a lot of dark memories of my past. So thank you for that. We appreciate it.
I know Mexicans are naturally superstitious. Are they? I don't know. But I think my mom took that shit too far. They always do. One of my mom's sayings that really annoyed me was that Los gatos tienen tres pelos del diablo. Bad at Spanish.
I was going to say, is there a translation on
You
there?
should have said it. You should have read this one.
I don't pick these anymore.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Like, you're the Latin one.
I can't even roll my R's, bro. You know that. I get so much shit for my pronunciation.
So this translates to cats have 3 hairs of the devil. Even 6-year-old me, holy crap, I don't know why I was about to say 9. Dyslexia, there you go. Even 6-year-old me knew that was fucking bullshit because all animals are dope. Fuck yeah, they are. My mom hates cats, but one time she came over to my apartment and I had 2 cats, and my cat decided to sit right in front of her and stare her down. And so my mom's sitting on my couch staring at this cat, and she's like, what do you want? And the cat's just like,
I know you don't like me, so I'm going to fucking stare at you.
He was the cutest cat, though.
R.I.P. Is this an R.I.P.?
R.I.P.
Aw, what was the cat's name? Say it out loud.
Kyoya. Like from Ouran High Host Club, the anime.
Ah, yes, that anime. I have no clue.
Anyway, she honestly thought that cats were the agents of the devil, so I could never have one no matter how much I begged for one. Now I've moved around a bit in my childhood. We lived in Mexico for a good 7 years or so, and I'm a total English as a second language kid. This is really good writing for second language.
You guys that speak 2 languages or 3 languages or more, the emails you guys send us are like the best written and formatted emails we get. They really are. So I just want to give you guys a quick shout out.
In all the houses and apartments that we've lived in, I never felt anything strange or unusual until we moved into this house so out of town that there's no fucking street lights. Nope.
That's like way out of town.
Yeah. No. Lights. Build them yourselves or something. Fuck. I can't. No street lights are a big no-no. This house was brand new. Nobody had ever lived in it. but the vibe of someone watching me was constant and oppressive. Some nights I ran to my parents' room and told my dad to check outside because there's someone by my bedroom window. What the fuck?
That's okay. So the dad is just like, hey, look outside. There's a stranger staring at you.
No. This person went to their dad to say, dude, check outside my window.
Oh, okay. I thought the dad was yelling at the kid like, hey, check on that stranger that might murder you.
This happened multiple times, so I just got really good at not focusing my vision on a spot for too long, and it helped me cope. That's rough.
Yeah, that is.
I can't imagine, like, you're forcing yourself to be this way because you don't want to look at something, you know? It's like super...
Constantine.
I love Constantine. Constantine's such a good movie. It's also a very good TV show. Yeah. If I have nothing else that I want to watch, like, you know where you get in the moods where you don't want to watch.
You just want background noise?
Yeah, you want background noise, but you want really good background noise. I always put on Constantine. Always. Like,
we have a friend that always watches The Office on repeat. I don't know if I have a background noise one anymore because I usually don't have a
You
second
don't put
thing
Constantine on?
No, I watch it during, like, working out and stuff like that, but that's about it.
Freaking love Constantine.
I don't know,
Keanu Reeves, hit me up.
Kookanoo.
Kookanoo Reeves. Okay.
Want to see my Keanu Reeves impression? For, like, I swear to God, like, every movie I saw with him when I was younger, I was like, does he turn his shoulders with his head everywhere he goes? It's like Batman, how he couldn't turn his head. So every time I'd be like, whoa. And that was my impression.
Up.
That was my Keanu Reeves impression. And
no, shut up.
For the longest time. And then he turned his head in some movie, like,
no.
He whipped around, and I was like, oh, he can do it. It was like Magnum the first time it hit me. I was like, it's so beautiful.
Okay, you're so dumb.
Okay, keep going. My bad.
So, wrong spot.
Wrong spot. Well written. I like this email.
Great way to help me out here. Now, the room I was supposed to share with my little sister was fairly large with a walk-in closet. For some reason, my little sister refused to sleep in it and would stay with my parents every night for years, so it was technically mine. You'd think having the second largest room in the house sounds sweet to a kid, right?
It does to me.
Nope. That room is creepy as fuck, and I always felt that someone or something was there the entire time.
I feel like that's how people get pitched on basement rooms. Because they're like, I don't want to sleep in the basement. It's cold, and there's spiders, and it's haunted. It's big. And then, like, cut to, they're fucking unpacking boxes, and they're like, my own room.
And then the ghost comes and steals your soul in the middle of the night.
Or just takes over your body. But that's usually a demon.
And then you start going blind.
Wow. Keep going.
Shout out to Zach Bagels. Okay.
He doesn't watch this. He sleeps on his pile of money he made from defrauding people with bullshit.
Yeah. Okay, so, beep, beep, boop. It really fucked with my head, and I would stay up at night for a good chunk of my childhood. Holy shit, dude. Your eyes must have had such dark circles under them. I still believe that it triggered my depression when I was around 10 years old. As a result, the only time I ever left the room was to eat or to go to the bathroom.
Wow.
That sucks. Depression is a real thing, guys. And if you think it's not real, go fuck yourself.
It's overwhelming. It really is. Like, to see someone that's going through a severe bout of depression is, like, it's so hard to see, and you know that, like, there's not a lot you can do to help them except, like, just do what you can. Like, I know people that have been through depression. Like, I've been around when, like, you were having, like, really difficult times.
Yeah,
I'm not going to tell you to, like, get over it or get better. I'm like, I swear to God, I used to do this. I wrap her in a blanket, and I set snacks all around her, and I put fucking whatever she wants to watch on TV, and then I just hang out. That's it. I don't try and fix her. I'm just like, I will be with you through this, and here's all the things that you enjoy.
I've called my mom once, and told her, like, I'm really, really sad today, and I just want to talk, you know? I just want to talk to you. And she would just be like, you have nothing to be sad about. Stop being sad. Yeah, why are you sad? Like, you have nothing to be sad about.
I understand how confusing it sounds to people that have never dealt with depression or, like, you know, been around someone that does it, where it's like, why don't you just choose to not be sad? It's like, for some people, emotions aren't choices. Like, you're just not able to do that. And
I just want to cry right now, too.
No.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it in
Don't
your
look
eyes.
at me.
Keep going on the email. We'll get back to that. We'll move forward on that.
Beep, boop. Okay, so I've lost my spot. I don't know where this is.
One of these days, I'm going to go through a bunch of episodes and cut together all her scatting when she's covering dead air, and I'll release an album, and it'll sell millions. It'll go platinum so quick.
You think so?
I hope so.
Fucking
I'm
millionaires.
broke as fuck right now.
Okay.
Connor did give us money, so thank you for that, Connor.
So my family, being so fucking Mexican, teased me relentlessly about it, so I closed myself off almost completely because fuck them. The only person I reached out to was my mom, who's the most understanding and caring person I know, and even though she's a little paranoid and overprotective, I owe everything to her. That's really sweet. It's really important to have someone in your life that's that super supportive person.
Supportive people in your life are the ones that you keep around. And like so many people keep
Cut
around
out dead weight.
So many people keep around assholes. And like it's one thing to have someone there like point out stuff to you that you need to hear. It's another thing to have people around that are like they shit on everything that brings you happiness and like don't want you to succeed. Like leave those people by the wayside, dude. They are dead weight in your life.
You don't need them in your life.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter who the fuck they are.
Luckily, my big sister had an eye on that room, and me being an annoying weeb, BT dubs, weeb means like Japanese anime fan type person, right?
I had no idea what that meant, so I'm glad to know that.
I'm pretty sure that's what weeb means. I don't know. I'm not hip to the lingo. Anyway, annoying weeb traded that room for some Fushigi Yugi, some anime videotapes. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God, I love it. That's like one of my favorite things.
This email is going straight to Robin's heart.
So honestly, I got the sweeter deal of the trade, and I was like, have fun, bitch. And she did have fun. Not. Bitch also had some spooky stuff happen to her.
Wow. It's nice when you like swap places with someone and you're like, okay, confirmed. I'm not fucking crazy.
So spooky stuff happened to her, like doorknobs being turned on their own. Can't say I believe her because that never happened to me, but it was true. But if it was true, then good. She sucks.
I'll be honest. If I was a ghost and my primary function was to fuck with people, I would customize my torment to what bothered them the most. You know what I mean?
Like
some people like jiggle.
Misplace your shit.
Yes. Jerry Mist is now following. Also, I want to shout out X Yogundi X, who followed us 11 minutes ago as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. We really, really do appreciate it.
I'm glad we didn't scare you away.
Yes. If I was a ghost, I'd be like, okay, they hate jiggling the handle. I'm going to do that. Like, this person hates it when I sit on the bed. I'm going to do that. This person hates Nickelback. Well, look at this photograph.
You're so stupid.
And I would torture them.
Okay.
You got to spend eternity doing something, right? So do what you love.
Now, even though I moved out of that demon room, I still felt as if I was being watched. All night, toys would turn on in the living room. One toy in particular was a toy guitar that would play the song ABC from the Jackson 5. That's really cool. I've never
love that song. I love the Jackson 5.
That's such a cool toy. It scared the living shit out of me. That's unfortunate. Ruining such a good song.
Right. It's easy as 1, 2, 3 to do that.
Oh, fucking
I'm not going to say any more Jackson 5 songs because I do not want to get sued.
I'd go investigate and pick up the guitar, but I couldn't find any reason why it would turn on by itself. Fun times. All those creep me out. Or fuck. All those creeped out feelings didn't follow me when I moved out and went off to college in San Francisco, thank God. Everything felt normal, and I had a blast at grad school being surrounded by other nerds and fangirls. That's really cool.
It's nice when you find a place when like you get your niche in society. So you don't have to feel like it actually really helps with depression. So I'm really glad some people have found this podcast.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, you don't have to feel like crap. You can actually talk about what makes you feel like crap.
Yep. So. I like making friends that like to talk about weird stuff and stuff like true crime, murders.
If we were actually going to find an audience for this podcast, we like really scary stuff, but we like to joke around about it like it's a joke, even though it's not. Let's base a podcast off that. So we're happy we found an audience.
Because it's like the last episode this past week where it's like room full of murdered children, but you know.
It's like, should I make a joke about this? I think they're expecting that at this point. I'm going to cut loose.
Anyway, okay.
Keep going.
Sadly, I had to move back home near the end and finish the year online because I had roommate troubles and also because living in San Francisco was expensive as fuck. I believe it. Living in California, period, is expensive. I think my sister had a studio apartment in San Diego for $1,200 a month. A studio apartment.
That is so insane.
Yeah, we had a 2-bedroom out here.
I want to give a quick shout out. I don't know what happened. I think it has to do with Yo Gundy giving us a shout out, but we now have 95 viewers on Twitch. So thank you to those of you who have joined us.
Holy fuck.
Because we're in the middle of an email. I'll let you know. We are a ghost story / paranormal podcast, and we're also stupid and funny. At least we think we are.
Yeah.
So we're reading through emails that have been sent to us by our audience that are personal experiences that they've gone through, and then in between we actually check the stream chat.
Yeah,
so
we're normally a podcast, but we finally are starting to do these live talk show type episodes. So
thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah,
we appreciate
hopefully we
that.
don't scare you away with our weird humor.
So we're going to get back to this email that Robin is reading. I have one more left to go, and then after that, we'll wrap it up. But we do have a really long email to go.
Okay.
Keep on.
Returning back home was a relief because I like my parents. That's very lucky. I can't stand my parents sometimes. And I'm an adult. Fuck.
I think most adults get to a point where they can't stand their parents.
Well, I like your mom.
I like my mom too. There's a really good video on College Humor if you haven't seen it, where it's like the 6 stages of how you see your dad.
Yeah.
And it's like you're a kid and it's like they're superhero, then you're a teenager and you don't like them. And the one I'm most identified with when I was watching is like when you're in your mid-20s and you're going through all the stuff they did, it's like you see them as like your hero again. And I was like, man, I never really thought about the fact that I can totally talk to my dad about everything I'm going through right now, and he'll talk to me about it like with experience.
Must be nice.
It is, yeah. I just realized you don't have that. Sorry, bro.
Okay, so
Feel like
anyway,
shit. My bad.
I had a feeling that it would bring back my depression, and it did. Yet, I had a plan. And that plan was getting the one thing I always wanted but never had. A cat to help me focus on something positive. Cats are bomb. I told my mom, who never wanted me to leave town in the first place, that if I got a cat, then I would move back in. So she was like,
here's a bunch of cats. Get back in here so I can control your life again.
She was like, chingate. I'm assuming that's Spanish, but translates to go fuck yourself.
Wow. I forgot the mom is the supportive one, and I like that they said go fuck yourself.
But I was all like, we're getting a pinche gato, translate to fucking cat.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Though she knew that I was full of shit and was going to move in anyway, she went along with my bullshit. That's amazing. Your mom's bomb. And joined my search for a cat at the shelter. Adopt, don't shop. And we would go together, and she tried to convince me to look at the dogs because they don't have 3 hairs of the devil.
Oh my God. I used to not like cats, and I was always a dog person. We got a cat together, and I realized cats like completely take care of themselves. Like, aside from cleaning out the litter box and filling the food, like, I don't have to worry about letting a cat out constantly or walking a cat.
Our cat is very needy, though. She cries like she's getting murdered if the food dish has the tiniest divot in it.
The one thing I realized is that when the cat sees people that I don't like, she hates them too. She hates everyone, but she also hates the people I hate. And I never realized I could have a connection with an animal for hating things like I do.
You're so
and I was
stupid.
like, I understand why people like cats now.
Anyway, I was like, hells nah, we're getting a fucking cat. We found a gray floofy kitten, and Mom hated it. Hated it so much while I was signing her adoption paperwork, my mom had to hold it, and she held the kitten away from her body like it was trash.
Oh my God.
Well,
like it was trash
like
on
this.
fire. Like.
Okay. So, look, I don't know if it's all in my head, but as soon as I walked inside with the cat, the oppressive feeling went away. That's so sweet. Suddenly, I could walk around the house at night without a presence watch over me. Maybe that's how that says.
Aren't cats supposed to have some sort of like paranormal properties? Maybe that's what I need to dig into for our next research episode.
Maybe.
Yeah, like animals connections.
Yeah, I wanted to do that around
for a long
Halloween
time, weren't they?
because black cats.
She has a million things she wants to save as topics for Halloween.
Halloween's
like,
my fave.
Every time I pick a topic, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do this. She's like, you were supposed to save that for Halloween. I'm like, Halloween is one day. October is 1 month. I can only do 4 topics in October. I can't keep saving everything.
So what?
Keep going. My bad. End rant.
It felt like a huge weight was lifted off of me, and it finally felt like a space I could relax in. A few months passed. My mom and the cat became best friends. Besties. Nice. She dotes on her, and baby talks to her, calling her mi niña. Oh.
My daughter.
Yeah, well, her girl.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Remember, this lady thought that cats had 3 hairs of the devil and hated them with a passion.
It's weird. I have an uncle who just got his first cat at like 50, and now he's a complete cat person too.
Yeah.
So it's weird how it transitions once you expose yourself to it. Kind of like,
so cool.
people and races and cultures and places, how you don't like them until you go there, and then you're like, oh, that's all right, actually. I like that.
Cutting it deep, friend.
Except for country music. I fucking can't stand it. I'm kidding. It's not that bad.
Please don't. We don't need to cut out.
Just going to alienate our audience. You like country music? Get the fuck out of here. I'm kidding.
Okay. So now it's been a couple. Fuck. She later.
There's got to be a better way for you to mark that I need to edit something in the audio without saying fuck 5 times.
So she later confessed that the cat helped push the bad spirit out of the house. Apparently, she would sometimes see a spirit with no facial features wearing a brown hooded cape. Mom,
cape?
Like what the fuck? Like why would you hide that?
You don't want to scare your kids. Maybe they haven't experienced anything.
She also said that there are other spirits still in the house, and they're pretty chill.
That's funny.
Friendly ghosts. They help do the dishes. Thanks.
According to that one cartoon,
right?
they help do the
That'd
dishes.
That'd be so nice if they could just do my dishes. Now, but I have you.
Yes, she does.
Okay.
I am what my dad refers to as a kitchen bitch now that I'm unemployed. And she says it. Well, she stopped saying it because I let her know, like, you're saying it way too much, and it's starting to bother me.
That's hilarious. Boop, 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 boop.
That's better. That's better than all
Now
swearing.
it's been a couple of years, and I adopted another cat, a Siamese tabby mix with blue eyes, and it's full of cuddles and derp. My mom loves her just as much as I do, and I'm sure they give her just as much comfort as they give me. One last thing about them is whenever my mental health declines, I think about my mom overfeeding my cats and not cleaning the litter box. My cat depends on me so much that just the thought of leaving them is unacceptable. That's really sweet, and
it's
I'm
nice when you
so
have like
glad.
an anchor like that where you're like, I need to be here to take care of this.
So I work to get better, and right now I'm doing really well. I don't know if this story made sense, but I hope you guys enjoyed or related to it somewhat. You guys have an amazing podcast, and I love your Facebook group. Please feel free to share this story however you want. I have other stories, but this one ran a little too long, and I'm fucking tired. Send us your other stories. We always love getting your guys' creepy experiences, emotional, like spiritual happenings, things like that. Just share what you got.
A lot of people don't realize how much other people have gone through in their lives until they start to share it. So if anyone who's listening right now for the first time has like a ghost story or a creepy happening or something they heard about from a relative or a friend, you can always email us. We have an email address known as storytime@scarish.com. And then you can check out all our other stuff as well. Like we have a Discord. We have facebook.com/scarishpodcast. @scarishpod is our Twitter. Just ways that you can reach out. And it's like you can be anonymous if you'd like and let someone know like, hey, this happened to me. People think I'm fucking crazy when I tell them this. I just want to share it with someone.
Yeah.
And you can leave your name out or you can include it, whatever you want. And then when we can share it and you can see like the reaction people have to it, it's really therapeutic to know like I'm not crazy and people have treated me like that for a long time.
Yeah, we're not Zach Bagels. We don't
We're not going to exploit it and make it into a bunch of like ridiculously produced bullshit. So.
Right. We're here to tell your story, which is really cool that you guys share it with us.
Quick shout out to Jamie Boone, because she said that I need to say it that way, for giving us 500 bits. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
You guys are fantastic. Let's take a quick stream chat break and scroll through and see what you guys had to say during the story. We did pick up quite a few viewers, so I don't know how far back we need to go. But we looks like we have a lot to go through.
Beep, 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 beep. I already saw the baby song, and I'm just like, baby shark.
She does it to me every fucking day. It's like, I had a song stuck in my head in 8th grade for like 2 weeks, and I really considered like just bashing my head against the ground until I couldn't breathe anymore. Thank you, for God's sake, for following us. We appreciate that. But like, it's like almost like that with Baby Shark now, and I'm getting really, really annoyed every time she does it. Thank you, Soul Finn, for following us as well. We appreciate that.
Boop, boop, boop,
Man, there is a lot of stream chat.
Yeah. It's like insane.
I see something from Savage in YouTube, and it says, Adam, you are dumb cute, smiley face.
You are dumb cute.
I think that's what I'm going for.
You're super dumb.
That's really mean. Thanks. Thanks, I appreciate that.
Jangmi Boone said, Adam, serenade Yo Gundy. Serenade him.
I did. Didn't I? Didn't I do a photograph reference?
I don't remember, man.
Pave Paradise says, I feel you on that, Robin. Mental health isn't something people acknowledge. I've suffered from anxiety and depression. It's a daily struggle. Keeps me from sleeping, or I sleep too much. Right now, it's been keeping me up at night the past 2 months. That shit's real, dude. Like, I was in a really good place for a really long time. Like, for those of you who are just listening, like, I was working as a technical writer for Tesla for, like, the last 3 years. So things were, like, at their peak. Got laid off because there's a lot of layoffs happening right now. You know, it sucks. And then all of a sudden I realized, like, oh, wow, I never realized how much I attach my worth to what I did. And now that I'm laid off, I'm like, that doesn't mean I'm fucking a loser. I just feel that way. So I'm having to constantly combat it. And honestly, this community has made things so much easier for me. Like, doing these, it's encouraging, and you guys are great. And seeing the download numbers go through the roof, and like having support, like you guys are fantastic.
We have a really supportive community, and like I've said in previous episodes, I know there's a lot of you that are new, but fucking Banhammer, man, for real. Like, any negative shit, not having it. We just don't want that in our community.
We're lucky that we've built a community, and you guys have built the community with us, where it's like people are just supportive of each other, and like I'm looking through the stream chat right now, and I see right after that. McShake and Bake says, same feels, mate. Like, here if you need to chat. I usually am always on Discord in some form. And Jangmi says, I went through a really wild phase in high school, and my grandpa opened up and was like, my parents never told me they love me. Even now I can go and tell my mom I love her, and she'll just say, okay. I don't know what's going on with you right now, but I want to make sure that I tell you I do love you. I'm sorry if this is your way of telling us you're sad, and I'm sorry that this is the way you felt like you had to tell us. That's intense, man. Like, sometimes you just need to hear that shit. Like, I have a lot of family that's really supportive, and I have some family that's like the most anti-supportive you can ever get. I've gotten voicemails telling me to go fuck myself. They hate me. Change my last name. I'm disowned.
At least my family's never told me to go fuck myself.
My immediate family has never done that to me. My mom, my dad, like my brother. I've never gotten shit like that from them. But like, everyone has that crazy family. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's so much better to go out of your way and just be a decent person to the people that might need your support. I mean,
right.
You never know who it's going to be.
Connor went to go listen to the Baby Shark song, and he said he's scarred for life.
Yeah, it's going to be stuck in your brain. It's like, I don't know, it's audio herpes. It's the fucking worst thing ever.
It's going to be stuck in my head now, thanks.
Nick Shake and Bake. Don't ever stress about finding the right audience. We found you. That's really
nice.
nice.
Oh, that's the nicest thing.
That is. It really is. Ulrich, holy shit. Hi, everyone. I think that's when everyone jumped in. Everyone jumped in right when you were about to start crying.
Really?
Because the next thing is Ulrich, or is Jamie saying, don't cry. I'll send the boys over.
Aw. I'm a really weak person, and I cry at the smallest little nudge. My mom will say one thing, and it's like, triggered. I don't know. Fucking Asian moms. They're scary.
They really are scary.
So
many people. Yeah, I know what I said right here. I like country. I honestly listen to anything. And then Linda Diaz. That's my mom. LOL. I hate country music. I wonder where I get that from. That's funny.
Hilarious.
The Scriptery. I love country. The Scriptery is the reason that I listen to country, because we know her IRL and she plays it around us, and I'm like, it's not as bad as I say it is.
Yeah, it's pretty. All the songs that she plays in her car are very catchy.
They are.
And I will listen to country that she plays in her car.
Yo Gundy, when I was 11, I told my Christian mother I wanted the devil in my life and literally said a satanic prayer. My voice changed and I tried stabbing my parents. No joke.
Holy shit.
Oh, man. You need to send... Okay, storytime@scarish.com. Send us your stories, because I have not heard someone say they went that far. I've not heard anyone admit, man, I got fucked up or, went to a dark place.
Well, because a lot of stories we get are, hey, I messed with a Ouija board. Hey, I did tarot card reading. Hey, I went to a graveyard or did some stupid shit. But we've never had anyone say, we did, said a satanic rite.
The most common
thing
we get is Ouija board stories, the most common thing we get is sleep paralysis stories and the crazy shit that everyone sees when they're in sleep paralysis. They went on to say, I had to repent to get this spirit out, which then made me go puke up like dark ass vomit. I've done that before, but it was fucking Jägermeister. That's way worse what you had. I did that to myself.
It's all about them Jaeger bombs.
Oh, God. I can't
Yo
drink
Gundy,
anymore.
thank you so much for shouting us out. I don't even know what that means, but that's sick.
He said, they said, I keep saying he, I don't know.
I don't know if it's a he, she.
They said that they had a stream community that they were going to give us a shout out to, and I think that's why
so
we got so many people jumped in. Thank you so much. That is awesome. I had to explain to someone on the Discord what a tiger mom was. Yeah, they're terrifying.
Yeah.
They really are.
It was something where it's like, why are your grades so low? I have a B.
It's for
insane.
Bitch.
B is for bitch.
And now we've gotten to the bottom of the stream, and someone said hi to my mom. So I appreciate that. For those of you who are just joining, my mom tunes in. She also edits the emails before we read them so that we don't spoil them for ourselves, because we want our legitimate reaction when we go through them the first time. So it's a really good setup we have right now, even though it's, a monitor there, a GoPro taped to a tripod over there, and an office that's super tiny and really, really hot right now.
My sister literally said her apartment in San Diego was $1,500 a month.
Oh my God.
For a studio apartment.
What was the square footage is what I really want to know for $1,500
Dude,
a month.
it's the size of our office.
Was it?
It's so tiny.
Wow. This is like a 10 by 10 room. I mean, it doesn't look that small from that end, but this camera is on the other wall, basically. So,
dude, oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for following us. I'm going to let you, Bull Serrano 9. I think I did okay with that pronunciation. So it's really hard. Some people have names that I can't get. It's I can understand Boner Jam 9000.
What did we name our ship in Sea of Thieves?
We
played this game for 6 hours before it came out. Okay, we played it for 6 hours in a row. We named our ship
the Chum
Guzzler.
Because it's a good name. Because of chum and sharks and guzzling.
It was horrible. But it was amazingly fun. We haven't played it very often.
You need to have a full crew for that game to be maxed out fun.
It was amazing.
Cool. So I'm going to move on. We're going to get to our last email of the night. This one is long, so strap in because it might be a little bit.
Okay.
You guys just hang out, talk in the chat. We'll go back and we'll see what you guys had to say in the past. Yo Gunny says, if I could get you your own show, whether it's YouTube, Red, or whatever, could I be your agent? Message us after the show. Hit us up at ScaryishPod on Twitter, and we'll figure something out. We'll go from there.
Yeah.
So this last email I'm about to read, subject is much love from the PH, and I'm pretty sure that means the Philippines. So discover this podcast on Spotify around a week or two ago and was hooked. Shout out to Spotify. We have a lot of listeners through Spotify. And since there's no review function in Spotify, I'll give it here instead. Smiley face. I listen to this podcast whenever I can at work, and I am constantly spooked and in stitches when I listen to the podcast.
That's awesome.
It is nice to know you're scared and laughing, because that's kind of what we're going for. What sets this apart from other scary podcasts is you guys don't take it too seriously, and your chemistry as hosts is chaotic fun. We hope so.
Yeah.
Sometimes we record and we're mad at each other, and we don't want that to come through.
But I know you guys probably can tell the episodes where I'm like super mad at the beginning of the
Welcome
episode.
to Scary-ish. Fuck Adam. Thank you for joining us. It happens sometimes where I'm like, you better cheer up. You better cheer up right now. We're about to go live.
You better shape up.
I hate you.
Because I need a man.
Don't go too far. I don't want more copyright strikes. We get one every episode. Legitimately, we do. Keep up the good work and keep on creeping on. That was the review. Thank you very much for that. Now to get to the email. I listened to your episode about the Oswong, and in parentheses, and this is all bold, for the record, the stress is on the second syllable, Oswong. I think that's how you're supposed to say it. And pronounced like Uswang. Although the Asswang does make it sound more creepy, yet cool party night creatures, which they kind of are, LOL.
Oh my god, your computer's so hot.
Thank you.
Sorry.
It works out. And I must say the research was on point. Everything Robin mentioned is exactly what folk here in the Philippines believe. Good fucking work.
Yes.
And my scary-ish story revolved around a close-ish encounter with a local Aswang, or Oswang. The story can be a bit all over the place, as I'll share it alongside the different points Robin raised in that Oswang episode, so please bear with me.
Cool.
It's true that they are shapeshifters. Accounts differ in what beastly visage they take on. This is really well written. It's well written. It's better written than my words allow my brain
and you have a degree.
and mouth. I do. I'm a technical writer. Sometimes a boar, a horse, or a huge bird, a large cat, or a bat, whatever animal it is, it's always black. That's good to know. The one I saw outside our house one night was the size of a large cat. Think Garfield size, but instead of skin and fur, it was made of shadows and smoke. I think if Robin saw that, she'd still be like, oh my god, a kitty, come here.
I love kitties.
Glowing red eyes and like fucking claws, and she'd still try and pick it up and cuddle it.
Anywhere I go, if you have a cat, I will try and pick it up.
People are always like, no, you don't want to do that. Like, they'll hurt you.
But they're so fine, and I'm just like, kitty.
She's like, whatever, I'll take the scars. It'll experience my love. Getting back to the email. I could barely see its outline in the dark, but I could see its two red ember eyes glowing, scanning the surroundings. It's true that they have an inclination to prey on pregnant women and their unborn children. I learned a few days after the encounter that one of our neighbors was pregnant with her first child.
Holy crap!
That's fucked up.
What?
It's also true that this is a blood gift or curse. I was going to say, like, if you're an Oswong, you probably look at it as either a gift or curse depending on, like, your outlook on life. But it's nice to see that someone might actually consider it a blood gift.
Yeah.
So, okay. It is passed down from one member of the family to another, and the one bearing the gift cannot die until it has passed it on to someone else.
It's like It Follows. You got to bang them to get it out.
It's completely different, actually. So here's my question. If I was an Oswong and I found a loophole in the rules, I would just not have a kid. I would, like, get rid of all my family and be like, not passing it on to anyone, living fucking forever. # winning. Just saying.
That's
loophole.
Rude.
Just, yeah, a little bit, but hey,
Okay.
forever, eternal life. Blood gift. Glass half full over here. Everyone in the neighborhood noticed that the sightings of the Oswong started when an elderly woman in the community died of old age. And when I say old, I mean ancient. In hindsight, there were many things that hinted at her seemingly unnatural long life. Longtime residents of the village
How
recalled...
old is old?
I think we're getting to it right now.
Okay. Sorry.
Longtime residents of the village recalled that their family were the first ones to settle in this part of town, and that the granny was already old when they got here. Maybe it's one of those people that just look old, like when they're young. I know people that are like fully gray in their 20s.
Well, like John McCain looked old when he was young.
He did, but I mean, that you've seen videos of John McCain when he got back from Vietnam. So it's like, you're going to look old after you've gone through 5 or 6 years of horrific fucking torture.
This is true.
Interesting fact I learned since he passed away. They tried to release him early, and he quoted the Geneva Convention, letting them know that you have to release prisoners in the order in which they were captured.
Yeah, I heard
And they're
that.
like, okay, cool. We're going to make things so much fucking worse for you now. And that's when they broke his arms. They're like, okay, we'll keep you here, and we're going to fucking torture you even worse
This
now.
has been the John McCain corner.
Right, there you go. That's just a really interesting life. It really is. Really sad. So, okay, where was I?
Email.
Back to the email. So this lady's been there forever. She was always old. That must have been... What? That's true. That's what, that's what they're saying.
I thought that's what you were saying.
No. That must have been more than
Too much
3
coffee.
decades ago. She died just when her grandson reached the end of, in parentheses, what looked like his teens. It's also true that during the day they act timid, withdrawn, and in general act strange.
All right.
While I believe this is another attempt to ostracize those who act differently from the norms of the community, I can't help but notice the grandson's strange behavior. I will say I always worry about that when we're doing stuff because we're a really inclusive community, and a lot of the side effects, or not the side effects, but like the things that you can look for in these strange creatures, it's like they don't act like normal. It's like, I don't fucking act normal. I'm not a weird creature. Like, unfortunately, I'm just a normal, boring dude. Aliens. While I believe this is another attempt to ostracize. I just read that sentence. My bad, dogs. I'll keep going.
Boop, 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 find your spot.
Thank you so much for that. He was always sweeping when I passed by him, which was almost every day. He would always ask where I work. And always I would answer, this person isn't Dory with a short-term memory loss, and I got legit creeped out at some point that I just looked down or plugged in my earphones to avoid talking to him.
Did you just hear a really loud noise?
Yeah, it was most certainly my mom turning on the TV that had previously been on Netflix, because Netflix needs to be turned up to 50 on the fucking TV.
It freaked me out, dude.
I noticed your hand touch your heart, and I thought we were just going to move right racing. Past it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
She gets scared of her own shadow. She really is a cat that's been like turned into a person.
I wish I were as cute as a cat.
So our email is, the person that wrote the email, I hate you so much. Our person who wrote the email is avoiding talking to this person. Totally normal thing. I hate human beings. So growing up, he was a few years younger than I was. He always looked skinny and gaunt with a slight hunchback. He was no Quasimodo, but he couldn't keep his back straight. His mother never allowed him to run because she said he was frail. Older residents blamed the mother's numerous attempts of aborting the child to be the cause of the child's, quote, disfiguration, something that caused a rift between the grandmother and the mother. Again, in hindsight, the pieces of the backstory suddenly fit together. It's also true that we have a saying that it's better to have an Aswang as a neighbor rather than a thief, because they'll never come for you.
Yeah.
Because they don't want people to know who it is.
Right.
So they go after people outside their community, which is smart. Thieves are stupid.
You don't want to hunt in your own backyard.
You don't want to shit where you eat.
Yeah, that thing.
That's where that
I don't know the actual phrase.
That's where that phrase kind of comes from, is you don't fuck around where people are going to notice you're fucking around. What they don't tell you is that at the early stage of receiving their gifts, they can't control it that much and would hunt on impulse regardless if they're your neighbor or not. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So like new Oswangs can't control their powers and their temptations. This sounds
That's so weird.
Like about like
it's like it's like having baby vampires.
Yeah.
Where baby vampires are like, I need to eat everything.
In like general, every like supernatural style show that I've watched, where it's like you get your powers and you're just like out of control.
Except if you're Isabella Swan.
I hate
and
you.
you become a vampire and just immediately like in control of your hunger.
I was like, what horrible reference am I going to have to sit through right now? It's either going to be Buffy or Supernatural, which I watch both. So
it was Twilight.
So I was right about it being horrible. Okay. So they're hunting in their neighborhood because they're impulsive. Getting back to the email, which was probably why this thing was perched on top of our neighbor's roof and not in a town far away. The night before, my mother claimed to have seen it on our garage roof, our dog barking at it loudly in the dead of the night. She saw it land a few feet from her, and its glowing red eyes stared directly to her. After a few seconds, it took off, leaving my stunned mother behind.
Okay.
The night after, I'm now staring at it from a considerable distance. The really scary part of the story is that I work night shifts. And if I don't leave in a few minutes, I might be late for work. So it's like, that's a fucking demon. Also, I'm about to be late. How is this happening to me? I don't know, man. I think I'm calling out of work that day. So I might be late for work. I seriously wanted to call in sick to my manager, but I could just imagine her incredulous laugh at the other end of the phone, promptly followed by a stern, get your ass here to work.
My hands are sweaty.
Are they?
Yeah.
Mom spaghetti.
Mom spaghetti.
Vomit on the sweater. I don't know the rest of the fucking words of that song. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Something Getty.
Something Getty. Good
I
to
don't know.
Gettysburg. Okay, let me finish this up. Getting back to my spot. I was proud of my
shark.
No, come on. I was proud of my work ethic, and I was gunning for a promotion, and I decided not even this creature from hell would keep me from it. That is a really good work ethic. So I swallowed hard, made a sign of the cross, opened the gate, locked it, and ran in all caps. I would have put Usain Bolt to shame. At the corner of my eye, I could see it coming close to me, jumping from one roof to another.
Holy shit!
When it flew, it had like sugar glider wings, and could go far distances with one leap. I was expecting. See, this is why I would want to live forever, man. Get rid of your family and be that cool for like all time.
You'd be the Mothman.
I don't know. This doesn't sound like the Mothman. I think the Mothman's a time traveler. I've already said that. I was expecting it to make a flapping noise, but it didn't make any. And its signature kick, K-I-K-K, like kick. I think that's the sound of it. Sound, and it sounded far away. It's true they are. Okay, that's misread. It is true they cannot enter. I fucking hate you. It's true they cannot enter consecrated grounds. It stopped following me when I made it to a chapel nearby.
That's nice.
From there, I rode a cab on my way to work. That week...
How could you just feel like, this thing just stopped following me?
So I called a cab. Yeah, I'm in chapel. I'm going to call a cab now. That week, everyone bought dried tails of stingrays and hung them on their windows, most especially the pregnant women. It didn't prowl in our village after that night. I still encounter the grandson, and I swear he stopped aging at his teens, I guess.
Oh, my goodness.
He still looks the exact same he did more than 10 years ago. And no, that's not just because we are Asians, LOL. Yeah, you guys age pretty well.
I hate when I go, I don't even look 18, but when I go to the store or when I go certain places sometimes, even at work before, I've been there for 3 years now, but when I first started, they're like, how old are you again? And I'm like, I'm almost 30, man.
People usually guess my age pretty closely. Although when I did shave the next stream that we had, people said I look young. And that was really nice because I never hear that. All I ever hear is that I look old and tired. So appreciate that,
Boop.
everyone. I hate you so much. Don't boot me. And no, that's not because we're Asians, LOL. The fact that we live a few yards away from a cemetery, in parentheses, there is literally a cement wall separating the cemetery grounds and our village, didn't help me recover from that encounter. Nonetheless, life went on, and as long as the creature won't show up, everyone can sleep in relative peace again. And yes, I did get that promotion later down the road.
That's hilarious.
Stay awesome, you guys. Thank you so much. You stay awesome. That was great. And they signed off, Ryan. So
thank you.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I think
that's a cool story.
It's really funny to me that when stuff like that happens, the whole community, if like you're in a situation where the whole community knows the legend, they're like, yep, that's a fucking Oswong. And they all go out and buy the thing to repel it. Like, whoever the guy is who is selling like dried stingray tails must have been like, yes, like, thank you, Oswong.
Imagine how hard it is to catch a stingray, though, to even get one. You know, it's like the fact that they're selling them now, they're probably like, fuck yeah, you have no idea what it took to get that.
I don't know.
You know?
Is it that hard to catch a stingray? I imagine it's just as easy as catching anything else with a net if you know where to fish, but I don't know anything about that. So.
I'd like to see you catch anything with a net.
I'd just take a giant fucking net and a bunch of fucking boats.
This isn't Animal Crossing.
I hate you. I've watched Forrest Gump like 1,000,000 times, so all you need is a boat, a guy that doesn't have legs who's really mean,
what the fuck?
And a hurricane, and you will be good to go.
Florence, where you at?
I got in one of the most heated fucking arguments I've ever gotten in, drunk in my 20s, because someone said Forrest Gump wasn't that good of a movie. I was like, how dare you? I was so pissed. I still feel that way, too. I fucking love that movie. So let's take a quick break. Let's check out Stream Chat one last time, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap up and end it. So there's a lot of scrolling we need to do here.
Yeah. Ulri says, Adam, you're a fucking gem.
Aw, thank you.
Momentai says, I like this community.
Quick
we
shout
like
out.
You.
Yeah, we do. Quick shout out to Pave Paradise, who donated 1 bit. Thank you so much.
You.
Every bit helps.
Yogundi, when I was 11, already told that story. Boop, boop, boop,
and
boop, boop.
Quick shout out to Lotto to Nieves, who followed us as well. We appreciate that so much. I have so much scrolling up to do, and I have no mouse to do it with, so let's see what I can do.
Hold on, I gotta sneeze.
Okay, they're usually really fucking loud, so that was pretty good.
Is there like a meetup happening? I just see like a bunch of people talking about going somewhere on Saturday. Where are you guys going?
I don't know. There was a lot of communication going on where people are acting like there was a meetup, and
I want to go somewhere.
It's really
on
weird
Saturday.
that we didn't get invited.
Yeah,
that's okay though. We understand.
Disney. Someone buy my tickets.
It's so expensive. Stop begging people to buy shit.
I really want to go to Disneyland. Okay, Halloween is my favorite season at Disney, and Nightmare Before Christmas, Haunted Mansion is the best. I think the Space Mountain is different now too for Halloween.
Is it?
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
like it's like ghosts something.
I had been to Disney World one time, the one in Florida when I met Robin. I'd never been to Disneyland. Since I've known her, I think I've probably gone 10 times. I think it's safe to say 10 times. We've gone to Universal Studios more, but we had annual passes for that because they're much cheaper. And that shit's fucking awesome too. I love Universal Studios.
Yeah.
The Mummy ride is so good. If you've never been on the Mummy ride, it's like one of my favorite rides just because it's a fucking slingshot roller coaster. And I didn't know that. So I was just sitting there like, yeah, let's see what this is about. Oh my God. and it just fucking launches you. This last 2 minutes has been brought to you by Universal Studios.
Mick Shake and Bake has been invited to come stay at an apartment in California. I think you should come and hang out.
We have a lot of people traveling internationally, and they're somehow attached to the podcast. Like Sam, who's our first fan. And I say that because they're the first one that reached out to us. Someone might have been here before her.
Yeah.
But she's from Isle of Man, which is between like the UK.
The UK.
It's in the UK. It's in the middle. It's like there's Ireland, Scotland, and England right here.
Yeah.
And Isle of Man's right in the middle. We didn't even know it existed. She flew out to Reno. She went to California. She was hanging out with someone else
relationship happened.
Yeah, she met this guy through the community. We think, and like they're in a relationship now. She flew out. They had this amazing vacation. It was super cool to see. So it's just, I don't know. It's weird that we started this.
It makes me so excited, dude. Like, you guys have no idea how excited we are about this community and everybody that's in it. And the fact that you guys are making friends and talking to each other, it is so cool. I don't know. It gets me excited.
It's weird that thinking about it in December, we're like, should we even do this? We're like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. And now it's just like taking on a life of its own and in the right way because you guys are fucking great. So what else do we have on here? I see the invitation here.
Robin clutched the pearls.
She does all the time.
Ori, Robin, you're perfect.
Aw. On YouTube, Marley and Mama G said, Marley said she's now scared to go on the pie. To the pie.
To the Philippines.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Smiley face. We know them. We love you.
We love you.
You guys are some of the best people I've ever met.
We all have Twitter. Everyone should have a Twitter. Follow us on Twitter.
Yogundi's on YouTube, and Yogundi said, I am here now.
That's
the snark
pie
says
location
McShake
right
and
there.
Bake pie location. That was the next thing he said.
Team Alice. I'm gonna assume that's a Twilight reference. Team Alice. Yes. I actually had a shirt. I think I had a shirt that said Team Edward, and then I had a shirt that said Team Alice too. Just because pixie haircuts are bomb, and I wish I could pull it off.
You could. You just don't.
But like my head's too round.
Everyone in the chat tell her she could pull off a pixie haircut.
No, don't lie to me.
The next episode.
Don't lie to me.
I see some shameless plugs going on right here, which is super cool. Twitter at Pave Paradise or Pave Paradise.
It's so that everybody can add each other on.
Cool.
Twilight on Twitter.
I hate you.
And Instagram.
Jamie Boone. Also, here's my shameless plug to my dogs at Moose Please and at Gur Winston. My Snapchat is Tokyo Witch. My Instagram is _Pave_Paradise_. So cool. I like that you guys are shamelessly self-promoting in here.
If you guys go to the Discord and actually put your Snapchat usernames in the Discord, we will add you guys to our Spooky Friends Snapchat group that we have going on. If you guys want to do that, have fun.
Yogundi says Universal is greater than Disney. I totally agree, but I haven't been to California Adventure to ride the roller coasters. I'm more of a Six Flags person. Like, I grew up in Chicago, so I grew up going to Six Flags because we didn't have like Disney World or Disneyland very close. Like, if you want to go to Disney World, it was like a 4-hour flight, I think, or it was like a 20-hour drive. So we would just go to roller coasters. So like, that's more my jam. That's why I like the Mummy so much, is because we had gone to Universal and like done a bunch of stuff and nothing was super fast.
Yeah.
And we did California, or we didn't do California Adventure. We did Disneyland, and then I finally got on the Mummy and it just took off. And I was just like, yes, the whole way. It's so much fun.
Pave Paradise says, you need shrimp too, Adam.
I do. I love that movie.
Boop, 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 boop.
Marley and Mama G says, we love you. Aw, thank you.
Oh, thank you. I can't believe you're watching us right now.
Scriptery, California Adventure is awesome. I take Six Flags over Disney too. I like thrillers. Yeah, man. Like, I want to feel like I'm going to die. Because if I feel like I'm going to die, there's someone on that ride who really thinks they're going to die. And you just find them and you just watch them. And it's so fucking funny.
Pave Paradise. Where do you get in for free?
Get in where for free?
I don't know. That's why I'm like, get in where? Disney or Universal?
Either way, I'm down. Free stuff?
I'm down for either. We can
good.
Literally just go to the park and we can hang out and eat churros all day. I'll split a churro with you.
There's a really good picture of, I shouldn't say this. I'm going to say it. There's a really good picture of Robin's sister eating two churros at once. And they're the lightsaber churros.
They're so there's one red one and one blue one. She just has mouthfuls of churros.
Mouthfuls of like the colored sugar, so her mouth is just a bunch of different colors. It's so fucking funny.
Bring back Star Wars churros.
I can't wait for Star Wars Land to open in Disney. It's gonna be fucking
my coworker
awesome.
says she doesn't want Star Wars anywhere near Disney.
Why?
Because she hates Star Wars.
Wow. Who's your coworker? Which one is this?
No, I can't tell you.
Okay, well, I hate them, I think.
Aw, Momentai says, you're cool, Robin and Adam. Thank you so much.
Very nice. We appreciate hearing that. We need to hear it more often. So, actually, you guys say it to us a lot. You guys are super fucking supportive, especially to each other and us. So we do thank you guys for that. One thing I wanted to bring up before we go into the outro for the show is that our September Twitch donations goal has been shattered. We thank everyone who donated every little bit to us. We really appreciate it.
Disneyland!
We can be real about this and say that Connor donated the absolute most. We know that everyone that's been watching has seen how much money he's given, which is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
We appreciate everything you guys send, though. We've talked about this, and when we got to $100, which was our original goal, we were saying that we're going to do something for everyone that donated during the month of September. So if you've donated anything, you're going to get entered into that. So realistically, now that we're so far over it, we've discussed it a little bit more, and we're going to pick a specific day. It'll probably be the first show in October. And because we have, like, you know, we've gotten so much more, and we need a stretch goal, basically.
Yeah.
What we're probably going to do, and I'm saying probably to hedge my bets because we're not 100% sure on this, is that day that we have the recording for the first episode in October, anyone who's in the channel at the end of the show. So anyone who's in the channel at the end of the show, we're going to put on a spin wheel. Hopefully the fucking thing will work because it's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. And we're going to spin it. It won't be a giant prize because it's kind of like a stretch goal, but we're going to pick something else just for anyone that's watching, not just people that donated. So it's another thing too. Like, I'm being totally upfront with you guys. Like, when someone donates like 1 bit and someone donates like $200, when we're going to pick who's the winner, like, we have to ask each other, like, is it fair that they have an equal amount of chance to win? And that's kind of what we said we were going to do in the first place.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk it over. And either way, we're not going to make like a giant spin wheel with like a 98% section for Connor and then like a tiny sliver for everyone else.
I'm just going to send Connor some awesome pumpkin spice things because he needs pumpkin spice in his Aussie life.
I hate you so much.
And
what we're going to do is we're going to make it an even thing for everyone else. And like Robin was saying, like, we appreciate Connor. We appreciate you so much. He's a $50 level patron too. So we send him a box of goodies. Yeah. It's probably just going to be a little bit bigger than normal because you're fucking incredible and we appreciate you so much. So Six Flags is the best ever. I get in for discounted prices because of work and it's great, says Mandy. Oh, Mandy, that sounds fucking awesome.
I lived right by Six Flags in Texas and I never went, and I should have, but I never did.
I'm kind of worried at some point everyone gets to the age where roller coasters aren't as fun anymore. And like they say, it's an inner ear thing where like afterwards you just feel dizzy or sick or it's not as fun. I'm 33. I don't know when that's going to happen to me. It could be soon. So I would really like to get there before that happens. Because if I go on a roller coaster and I get off and I'm like, I didn't enjoy that, it's going to break my heart. It really will. But I mean, we go on Space Mountain in Disney when we go. So that one's pretty freaking close. So
Pave Paradise, if you want to set up a Disneyland meetup next month, I'm totally down. We should go.
Halloween is Robin's birthday.
Halloween is my birthday. So
we have to do something special for Robin's birthday.
Literally, like the day of Halloween is my birthday.
Yeah, it really is. So, and we got another follower. A Lush. You do this one.
Alice Handelia. Handelia?
04. Thank you so much for following us. We really appreciate it.
I don't know how to read.
So do you want to wrap this one up and I can do the outro stuff now? We're approaching the 2-hour mark on the stream, and I think that's just about where everyone likes it.
Yeah.
American Horror Story was new this.
Oh shit! We gotta go watch American Horror Story.
We're West Coast, so ours doesn't start till 9:30 p.m. So we have an hour after this. So some of you guys are waiting because it's on your DVR.
I have calculus homework and statics homework to do, but Mick Shake and Bake just got back from work, so just want to tell you we're sending you some pumpkin spice things to Australia for you, and that you're fucking awesome, and everybody loves you.
Mick Shake and Bake also said to Ulrich, I just don't buy much alcohol anymore. Same. Like, when I was in college, I was going to Purdue. I used to drink all the fucking time. I'm like the only guy I know who moved to Vegas to like settle down. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm just going to go and live off the strip and not have to worry about anything. So, cool. I'm going to wrap us up. Does that sound good?
Cool.
All right. So for those of you who joined us during Twitch, I just want you to know what we are. We are a paranormal podcast. We release 2 episodes every week. One on Tuesday, that's a research episode where we pick a topic and we dig really deep into it. Those ones are really fun. We don't broadcast those live. And then we release an episode on Fridays, which we were calling Storytime. And after getting enough emails where we realized we have plenty of these things, we really wanted to start sharing them with you guys live when we record them. So that's what this is. 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Wednesday. We record Storytime, and now we record it live for you guys to watch so we can interact with the chat. don't ever worry that you're going to send us something that might derail us. We've had 20-minute fucking talks about Golden Girls and Murphy Brown. I edit all that shit out in post. The episode doesn't release till Friday anyways. The episodes are usually half as long when they release to the podcast form.
We cut out a lot of stuff.
Because we would prefer during the live shows to interact as much with you guys as possible, because honestly, we can't fucking believe that people listen to us sometimes, and you guys show up and you're so nice and you're super supportive. So we want to make this show as much about like community interaction as it is reading the stories to you guys.
Yep.
So thank you guys so much for joining us. We do appreciate it. Click follow, click subscribe, anything you can do. The Snark just donated $10, says love you guys. We love you too. We really do. We appreciate you guys so much. And honestly, it's really, really fucking fun. It really is. It's
fun.
A good time.
You guys all make this so fun, and getting to know everyone, and the fact that everyone's from all these different parts of the world. And it's just so cool.
It really is. And like,
I don't know.
The best way I can describe it is if you've ever had a good time sitting around talking to your friends, telling ghost stories, and everyone has a different story to tell, and like you get kind of creeped out, but you're really having a good time being with your friends. That's the exact feeling we try and capture with the show. And it's grown from there, and it's so much fun.
This episode was all about corn, not Golden Girls.
That's true. We talked about corn and elote way too freaking much. It's a little bit ridiculous, but that's okay.
It's like we made a whole bunch of friends that we wouldn't have had otherwise, and it is so cool talking in the Discord, getting interaction on Twitter, Facebook. The Facebook group has hilarious memes.
Seeing you guys join in on Twitch and YouTube, it's really an amazing thing to have grow around us, and just, I don't know, we appreciate it a lot. I remember I was in a group of friends growing up, and I always thought it was like a big circle, and no matter who you stood next to, everyone was on the same level because it was so filled with love. And I knew other people were like, it's like a hierarchy, and this person's the leader of the group, and they can kick people out. And I only ever heard that one time in like 15 years, because I was like, that is just not what we are. And the fact that the community is built up in a similar way of just like supportiveness and love.
Granted, we do have the banhammer power.
We do, because we don't want people to be treated like shit. We want you guys to find this a place that you can go to where you can be open to share. And there's like a healthy dose of skepticism. Like if something sounds kind of like bullshit, we're going to call it out. And the community's been really good about letting us know, like, actually, that was from Reddit. So we do appreciate you guys like kind of policing that, because
don't stop letting us know how to pronounce something, like how Adam says asswang. It's not an ass.
It looks like it's red asswang. There's no second S, but it sounds funnier that way. So.
And so we're gonna keep posting these after you edit, or does it go up right after?
It goes immediately up. So obviously on Twitch this is saved, and then on YouTube it posts pretty quickly. YouTube has to take a little while to do some like rendering or whatever.
Yeah.
So go ahead and check us out there. If you ever miss an episode, that's totally fine. If you want to listen to the podcast version of it, you can find us on pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts. Scarish Podcast.
The Storytime episodes will come out on Fridays. And our regular episodes where we do research on spooky, scary-ish topics are Tuesdays. And patrons get early access, patreon.com/scaryish-podcast. We also have one-time donation site for getting our video equipment upgraded because we look grainy as fuck right now.
We're recording on a GoPro that's been run through an Elgato that's like capping us at 720p.
There's literally like one of those clamps holding stuff together. But it's Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/scaryish-podcast. Join us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, and we have all those things. And
everything is either at Scarish Podcast or at Scarish Pod.
Yeah.
So come check us out. We appreciate everyone that joined us tonight. It's been amazing to see that giant number jump up. Special thank you. We really appreciate you, Yo Gundy, for giving us a shout out. It's honestly incredible that you did that, and then our numbers skyrocketed. And thank you to everyone who was here when we started, because we recognize your names. Like when we're getting ready to go live, I'm like, oh, Carly's here. Oh, like Make Shake and Bake's here. Glitch is here. Yeah. So it's just a really cool feeling. But I'm going to do the normal wrap-up stuff. If you want to find us, Robin already mentioned most of these. Facebook.com/scaryish-podcast. We also have a group there that you can join. You can send us messages that way, or you can post them for like instant feedback from the community. We have a Discord, and if any of you guys want to get into the Discord, let's see if this works. I'm going to post it right now in the chat. Also, you can go to scarish.com. I really hope it worked. It probably didn't. You can go to scarish.com/ just scarish.com, and on there is a link to our Discord right away.
It worked.
Cool. So this actually works. Very, very happy
Thank you so much, Connor, for getting us this.
Yeah, Connor bought this off of our Amazon wish list and had it shipped to us, so we really appreciate it. There's plenty of places that you can go to, but if you want to email us, storytime@scarish.com. We check those all the time. And if you guys have stuff that's happened to you and it's very personal and you want to share it with someone, but you do not want it read on the podcast, that is 100% okay to share with us. Yeah. We will interact with you. We will talk back. It's not just a bullshit email that gets moderated by no one. Like, it's moderated by us almost all of the time. So let us know if you need someone to talk to, because we really want you to understand that someone's out there for you guys.
Yeah.
And we are listening. It's not a fucking joke. And like, our Discord is a mental health channel if you're going through some shit and you just want someone to vent to. And we will not tolerate it if people treat everyone else like garbage.
Yeah.
So
Not accepted.
we want you to understand that that's just kind of how the community's grown, and we want to keep it to that standard because we appreciate what you guys have put into it. So we're going to protect it.
Yep. And Yo Gundy, thank you so much for the shout out.
It's really awesome. It really is.
It's really awesome. So cool.
I think that's just about everything we have. Patreon.com/ScaryishPodcast, Ko-fi.com, ko-fi.com/ScaryishPodcast. And you can catch us on Twitch.com/ScaryishPodcast or YouTube.com/C/ScaryishPodcast.
It's scary-ish.
That's what I said.
You said scarish podcast.
Oh, just scary-ish. My bad. Okay. It's a lot of shit. Thank you guys so much for listening to us or watching us, however you chose to be with us tonight. So we appreciate everything that's happened. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for everything. I think that's just about everything we have. So keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.